one of the worst years in all of our lifetimes. Like
in modern history, this is probably one of the worst years.
I mean, like fucking, we're only halfway through, so you know.
Right. Something good can happen. I want to welcome everybody here to Meet the Beat. I'm sweating here because the air conditioning kind of broke. It looks like I just got off stage. There's me in the background. Yeah, Meet the Beat. You know, we come here. It's a safe space for production talks. We talk about different techniques, different digital workstations that we use, and we just try to critique each other's work and give each other constructive criticism and learn some gems from our guests every week. So this week we got my man DRTWRK, straight out of MTL, Canadian legend. We got my man Martin moderating. Once again, give it up for Martin. And thank you all for joining once again. Like I was telling you the previous week, we ain't with Launchpad no more. So we're doing our own thing. There might be a little go for we do like a little thing where you can, you know, throw a donation in there to keep this thing running. And I don't know. I don't even think me and Martin even discussed that. I just probably brought that up right now because I'm high. I just think a new idea. But yeah, just let a lot of people know that that we are switching to just this medium where we're just not using Launchpad, because I know a lot of people jumped into the chat because of like seeing it through Launchpad and stuff like that. So alert your friends, let them know that we're doing it here. They can go on the link in my bio on my Instagram, or you can go on Martin's page. It's all over the place, so you know what it is. It's been I think we took a week break. I was at the cottage. I was smoking, making beats, getting closer to nature. Like I told you, niggas, make beats outside, man. It's a different kind of vibe. Like, you know, just spray some off on you because you know the mosquitoes will fucking bite your ass, and then you know just light one up and just fucking put the headphones on and get in a vibe. Like I do. I always like making beats by the lake. You know what I mean? It gives me a little like a feeling like I'm just closer to the essence. You dig what I'm saying? So that's why I had to take a break last week. But thank you guys for joining this week. But we're gonna get straight into it with our guest, DRTWRK. DRTWRK, man, how you doing, bro?
Like I said, just here maintaining. You know, the work doesn't stop. Got to keep going. I mean, you know, shit's kind of slowed up because you can't really travel and stuff. I'm not really I don't really like sending my shit over to all the artists and shit like that. I like to build with them in the studio and like work on shit from scratch. So I mean, in that sense, shit slowed up because you can't travel, you can't really do anything. But you know, work doesn't stop. Been good, been with the family, staying in, haven't been going anywhere except the grocery, and that's about it.
Right. You know, I was hitting you up, I think last week, about coming on the show, and you were saying you were having sessions. Like, have you like gotten right back to doing sessions and shit quickly?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
last week was my first time that I actually left the crib and had a session at my boy's studio.
That's what I was about to say. Some people have been having sessions on the low, you know, recording on the low, and other people have been staying away just because of the whole COVID shit. So
yeah, I mean, like you have a daughter just like I do, and I got both my kids at the crib, so I'm not taking no chances. I'm not taking no risk. I mean, I'm not into the conspiracy shit where this is fake or this is blown out of proportion or number. I don't care about any of that shit. Even when they said everything's open back up, clubs are open back up. This is open. I'm not going anywhere. I'm letting all y'all
fucking club.
The fuck. I'm letting everybody test that shit out first. Give it 2 months. If everything's blessed after 2 months, I might pop my head out. You know,
that's how I do it for the iPhone, the new iPhone. I wait, you know, a good like 1-2 months, you know, until they get the iPhone S. You know, everybody get the faulty ones, the ones that fucking blow up in their face and shit.
Yeah.
Right. But that's good.
But that's about it, man.
So let's you know dive into the history. Where did you start? Where did music start for you as a youngin'?
Bro, I can't even remember. As far as like music, I can't remember. Probably like 3-4 years old. just loving music and shit. And then like, I always knew I wanted to do something in music. Like I started off by trying to be a rapper, like probably 80% of producers. And in our times, like there wasn't no beats available like it is today. There was no YouTube. YouTube didn't exist when we were growing up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? SoundCloud didn't exist. None of that shit existed. Like we used to have to because I didn't have a turntable, so I wasn't buying the singles with the instrumentals on there or anything. So we used to have to like use a karaoke machine, wait to the ending of the song when the beat is fading out for like the last 15 seconds, then like dub that shit over a bunch of times, you know what I mean? Record the tape, this, that, and then have a beat playing for like 2-3 minutes. And then later on we started getting mixtapes, and then they started releasing like instrumental mixtapes and shit. Before JRMs, it was like just like regular DJs putting out like mix. Yeah,
that was a heavy series.
And how I got into producing was me just not being able to find any beats, so I started making my own shit. First program I ever used was on the PlayStation 1 MTV Music Generator. You know what I mean?
I remember you saying that. I was just like, how are you guys doing this shit?
Bro, the shit was literally like, man, you gotta Google that shit. And
didn't Timbo have a game like you could make beats on or something like that? Like
I'm not sure.
It was on like the PSP or some shit like
probably on the PSP, but I'm talking about PS1. I'm talking about like 20 years ago.
PS1 on the actual system.
Yeah, the PS1 had a program called MTV Music Generator, and the shit looked like it was like blocks and shit. It looked like FL, but like on a Terry. You know what I mean? Like it looked like a trash version of FL. And I used to take it from the TV, plug it into my tape deck, and record them onto cassettes, like the actual beats and shit. They were horrible, but you know, it did the job. And then after that, I invested into a little drum machine, which is hold on, I think I have it right here. Rolling Groovebox MC303. This shit right here.
Oh wow.
This shit's from like early. Yeah, that's my first ever drum machine.
You ever still utilize like old shit like that, like making with that shit?
Nah, I don't even have the plugs for it. Like I just keep that shit for decoration. Yeah, literally. I would like to utilize a lot of old shit when I'm working with different producers and stuff. I like to use like the old hardware, like the Prophet, and you know, I never really got into the MP3. I felt it was too much work to get the beat out with the MPC and shit. I know it's easier nowadays where you can just plug it into your laptop, but back in the day with the little discs and the ASR 10 discs and the little, that was too much for me, you know. So I just jumped straight from that machine onto FL, like the first ever FL.
That's crazy. Yeah. FL is I feel it's like a lot of people's starting point because it's like the most pirated program ever in the
exactly. It was free, and for kids it was kind of like a video game. It was easier to understand and get the grasp of it rather than like some hardware and shit, you know?
Very hands-on.
And like FL's probably changed the most lives in the history of all music software and all music like production. You know.
Sorry, Martin, he said it, not me.
No, it did though, like
you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of programs that are out there that like, you know, popular elite producers utilize, but like I feel like FL is like one of those programs that really took you from nothing to something.
Exactly.
Like you could really get taken from nothing to something with FL. Like,
literally.
Crazy, because you don't have to buy it. Like you don't have to buy anything. Right? Like with Ableton, like you're gonna have to buy something. Like you can get it free, but it's gonna be buggy and shit. Like the way you want it to, and even live and shit, you have to actually buy that shit. FL, you never have to buy. Never.
Especially nowadays, bro. FL nowadays is, you go on YouTube, you could become a producer in fucking 24 hours if you read
the tutorial.
You know what I mean? All the sound banks are available. Mans are making samples, loops, royalty-free shit, like, you know.
The construction kits.
Everything, bro.
Everything. Man. So when was your introduction to the hip-hop scene in Montreal? Like, obviously you're tied to it from a long time ago, but when was your introduction in terms of like production? Like, when people
Um,
start hearing your shit?
well, like I said, I started out by trying to be a rapper, and I was in a rap group with me and one of my close like childhood friends, right?
Yeah.
And we used to go to the park all the time and freestyle and this, that, that. I'm talking about when I was like 13 years old and shit. Okay. And that's when I met Bad News. That's when I met Bad News. And his name was Chameleon back then. He was a rapper. He wasn't no harmonica player, no nothing. He was just a straight rapper.
Straight
right?
rap. Okay.
Yeah. He was like, I think like 6 or 7 years older than me. So he was always like an older cat around the neighborhood and shit, right? Mm-hmm. Even when I was 13, he was probably like 19 and shit. So one day he told my rapping partner that, yo, your shit's tight, but you got to get rid of the white boy. He's whack. You know what I mean? So from that point on, that shit crushed my heart because I looked up to him so much as an OG. Yeah. I looked up, that shit crushed my heart when my boy told me that shit, that I just gave up rapping that day and just said, fuck it, I'm gonna start producing and making beats and shit. And then like everything came full circle because like 2 years after that, he signed me to his like independent label as my first like producer deal when I was like 17 years old, and he gave me like $25K to put in my pocket. You know what I mean? Man. So like that's, you know, that was like the introduction. Yeah, to like producing and shit. That was my introduction.
And that's crazy. It's just like sometimes keeping it real does go right. You know what I mean? Like you just kept it honest with you. You're just like, nigga, I am not feeling those bars. But like at the same time,
but he didn't even. He didn't tell me. He told my friend.
Oh yeah. He told my friend. Right, yeah, that's fucked up. So fucked up. But that's dope. And RIP to Bad News Brown. Yes, like sir. in terms of like the scene in Montreal, like what would you describe it as in terms of the popularity, like the scene back then and the scene now? Because I don't think sometimes a lot of people in Toronto are exposed to the scene in terms of what's going on and what's popping and how some of these artists are actually going across the border and fucking making waves and shit.
I mean, the scene back then compared to now is like night and day, especially because we have the language barrier of the French shit and the English shit, right? So the French shit was always popping.
Yeah,
you always have French rappers that are making moves and actually like making noise and getting government grants. We couldn't get any government grants from the Quebec government because they don't support any English speaking artists out here. So like anytime you applied, Bad News got denied like 12 times, and he was a fucking harmonica player. But because when he rapped from time to time, it was in English, they denied him on everything. So like back then, as far as the English scene, it was dead, bro. There was nobody that we'd look up to. There was nobody that we had as an example to like, okay, this guy made it out. We could follow his path, whatever the case is. Like we had guys like Shades of Culture. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was whack to us. That shit was whack. Like it was trash. So like nowadays it's different. One, the internet, you don't need to make it in your city before you make it anywhere else anymore. Like you can just make it worldwide first. You know what I mean? Like you could stay shit everywhere. And now the scene is, because Montreal is more known for its DJs and producers than for its artists. We still don't have that one guy that made it out and like, you know what I mean? That made it on an international level. But as far as like producers and DJs, we got A-Track, we got K Tronado, we got Lunas, we got guys like High Classified, like, you know what I mean? So Chromeo, I mean, they're not really hip hop, but yeah, we got more DJ and producer oriented.
Yeah.
So that's the difference in the scene, really.
Yeah, man. I feel like the scene's definitely grown so much over the last few years in terms of like, you know, defining a kind of like more so like I guess electronic, you know, kind of sound, electronic.
Yeah.
Still urban hip hop, but still more like electronic and dance and stuff. In terms of
that's what I'm trying to break that barrier, you know.
Exactly. And that's what I was gonna say. Now you're being the flag bearer in terms of the hip hop side, in terms of a producer that's international, that's doing predominantly like hip hop type shit. Like how has the support been back home in terms of you just going out there doing your shit?
I mean, the support's crazy, but the support's always been there on my end because I was always attached to like whoever was making noise on the scene. as far as from the English side, like guys like Mags and guys like Blicky and guys like the newer guys CJ and Spang and the K Goons and all these kids. I was always supporting the youngins and always supporting all the top guys and whoever was doing anything out here. But after after people start seeing that shit's real and like I actually got my foot in the door now, like everybody's coming out the woodworks, You know what they say. Once you start buzzing, you got a dozen new cousins.
Right. Everybody your cousin.
Yeah.
Like, oh, bro. Remember when I did that favor for you back in 09? That's crazy.
Nah, I never no favor nobody. I don't owe nobody shit. I owe you more favors than I owe anybody in my city. I'll tell you that.
Right. I don't even think you owe me anything.
That's a fact because you've been holding me down for 10 years when you didn't have to. When like for anybody I work with, anytime I reached out to you, always like, yo, pull up this, that. You have any beats from me? Bam, you're sending me shit, this, that, like, you know what I mean? Real shit. I got more support from my brothers out of town than people in my city. And that's just a fact.
And sometimes like Toronto, there was a time you felt like that in Toronto too. Like, you felt like going outside was just the better thing to do and maybe even sometimes now, like depending on what kind of rap are in the city. Like you can't fuck in your city. Like it's street politics out here. Like it's just too much.
Toronto's a fucking rapping genocide right now. You guys are on a ride.
Yeah, no successful street rapper can live. It's seeming impossible now.
Bro, it's all sad. We talk about this every day in our group chat, bro. You guys are fucked. Not you guys, but your city's fucked.
Yeah.
These youngins, bro, it's sad because there's so much talent out there. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. And then the ones that aren't in the street shit that are like super talented get zero looks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, that's just the cycle of the world, right? Fucking controversy sells. People just want to see people fuck.
We like the edgier shit. That's just we're fucked.
Yeah.
We as a people are fucked. Like when I was listening to like the Pop Smoke shit today. Like, I'm like, the album's good. Like I like it, but it's like, how can I really listen to this? Like I'm listening to the Got It On Me track. I feel bad. Like I'm listening to this nigga talking about he has it on him and he didn't have it on him.
No, it's super hypocritical for us to like bump that shit and like really bump it and enjoy it. Like it's super hypocritical. And then saying R.I.P. and this, that, like it doesn't make sense,
Yeah, I don't know. And then you get why they say certain shit about hip hop culture. Like it's just like like certain things don't make sense. And every culture, every genre has this thing that doesn't make sense, right? Like I feel like in rock, you know what I mean? It was always old men and young white girls, at the concert with young white groupies and shit like that. Like, there's always the controversial, seedier kind of stuff in a genre, like the stereotypical shit. But hip hop is really destructive sometimes. But rap music, not hip hop, but rap music.
Right. But you see, when you said rock, the first thing you said was old men, right?
Yeah.
Hip hop, you're lucky to make it to become an old man.
Yeah.
It's
a young man's game sometimes.
And it's like these kids are dying younger and younger these days, bro. And if they're not dying, they're going to do fucking life in jail, bro.
Yeah.
Younger and younger. When we were growing up, shit was like this, bro. In the 90s and the early 2000s, there wasn't that many fucking rapper deaths at such a young age and shit. Like, Pac and Biggie were 25. That's young, but that was like an exception. Like Pac and Biggie died, and nobody died for the next 10 years.
Yeah, no. Rapper deaths are definitely more common, just because
nowadays,
they're more visible. They're more visible. They're more out there, and you can be very popular and not be guarded, right? Like, and not be like it's like all it takes is a couple tunes. Like, look at XXX. Like that nigga, he was only 2 years into his popularity. Right, and then just got caught slipping.
Pop Smoke wasn't even 2 years in.
Yeah, that nigga wasn't even a year. Really, it like fully hit a year before he really popped. It was crazy, man.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. But back to you though. To take it away from death and shit. In terms of you breaking out of, not necessarily breaking out of working with Canadian artists, but like taking your talents southern, you know what I mean, south of the border.
Yeah.
What did you have to do to, I guess, accomplish that? What was part of your method? Was it just traveling, networking? What ways did you network? You know, shit like that.
Honestly, the traveling only started after I got my first placement.
Okay.
I never traveled before that. I had like problems with my paperwork and shit like that for like 5 or 6 years where I couldn't even go to the States. And luckily I fixed that shit like literally a month after my first placement, because it was at that point it was mandatory, you know what I mean? I had to do it. But no, I just had to put in work, bro. You seen me, like I never stopped, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I never took no year off. I never took no time off. I didn't stop for time and come back, whatever the case. I put in my 20,000 hours. Forget 10,000 hours. I put in my 20,000 hours since I was 15 years old. I got my first placement at the age of 33. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. When it comes to like us producers and shit, like we're all one hit away, bro. We're all one record away. Not even a hit away, one record away, bro. Yeah. All we need is our foot in the door, and then our life could change within a span of 6 months after working for 15 years. Like it took me over 15 years to get that first one. You know what I mean?
Right.
But because that's all it was literally putting in work, like making sure my circle's tight, making sure I'm surrounded by the right people, and like, you know, something's gonna hit eventually for all of us, bro. Especially guys like me and you that like really dedicate our whole life to this fucking culture, our whole life. Everything that I do is surrounded by hip hop music, bro. Everything that I do, I have no foot in anything else. You know what I mean? Like I haven't had a 9 to 5 since I was 8 years old.
Right. Like it's crazy how much time we dedicate and put into what we love. Like
sacrifices,
you know,
bro.
like when you look back and think of how much time you spent on this versus what you could have spent on something else, you're like, wow, like
yeah.
You know, but you're right. It only takes that one moment, and that moment could happen at any point. You just got to be prepared for it, right?
Exactly. That's it, bro. That's all it is, man. When people ask me like, "How'd you do this?" or "How," like, bro, just keep working and don't look back. You know what I mean? Like, just keep working. And our worst thing is always like trying to like hold on to music or like sit on shit like, nah, they're not ready for this or that. Man, fuck all that. You just put everything out there.
Put it out.
Throw everything against the wall, bro, until something sticks.
Straight. Because honestly, we only remember the wins.
Facts.
Right? Like Jay-Z has some losses in his career, but we only remember the wins. He has so many wins. That's the only thing we remember.
Yeah. I just had this conversation with somebody the other day about Ether and Takeover, how like Ether was the better record at the time, or not even the better record, but like had a bigger impact at the time because of like, you know, but Takeover just aged a lot better. When you listen back to the Ether beat today, it's fucking trash.
Oh yeah, very, very.
Yeah. But like you said, we don't remember the L's. We just remember the wins and shit, you know?
Right? Because Jay-Z won in life. Like, you know,
won in life. That's right.
Seemingly he's won in life, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and not to say Nas hasn't won in life. Nas definitely won.
In
but I mean, like when I sign you to, like, we diss each other, you won the battle, and but then I sign you to Def Jam, like that's that's ownage right there.
Long term, bro.
Right. Long term.
And I was always a Nas guy over Jay my whole life. I was always Nas over Jay. It's only recently that I'm like Nas been disappointing me and shit, but you know.
Hey man, Jay-Z disappoints me too. Our heroes are bound to disappoint us at some point. Even then, working with some of your heroes, you've worked with Timbaland. Are you currently signed with him, or do you guys have a deal, a partnership?
Nah, that just became like my mentor and like somebody that actually took me under his wing without no like intentions or like without trying to sign me or anything. Like he mentioned something once where he's like, yeah, you know, I want you part of team that. And then I'm like, and then as soon as I said, well, fuck, I'm kind of loyal to like the people I came up with and the person that actually put me on, which is Boy Wonder, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm forever tied to Wonder because that's my brother before all this music shit. And he's like, oh yeah, I respect that. And he didn't take it to heart or anything. And we kept working and he flew me down to Miami and kept like, you know, giving me opportunities and shit. So like Timbo is genuinely a great guy. Like and he always we have the 4 goats in my mind, right? We have the 4 producer goats that like are Mount Rushmore of production.
Of hip hop production, or are we talking about production?
No, I'm just talking about like hip hop production, or like which I would say would be Timbo, Pharrell, Ye, Dr. Dre.
We gotta put it we gotta say Neptunes, because when you don't say Neptunes, we're forgetting Chad. Like Chad needs his respect, man.
But when I say Pharrell, I
know you're including him. I know.
Pharrell's like the face. Pharrell's the face.
He's the face. He's definitely.
There's only 4 faces on Mount Rushmore. So Chad's gonna hold a sit down. You know what I mean? He's gonna hold a corner. Yeah. He's always gonna be involved in the paperwork. But but yeah, out of all 4 of those guys, like my 4 goats, Timbo is the one that keeps his ear to the youngins and keeps his ear to the streets the most out of all 4 of those guys, and always constantly works with the youngins and constantly like still lets man send them fucking I don't know, sample loops and shit, like unknown guys or whatever the case is, and always tries to help out the new generation. You know what I mean? Like Dre don't give a fuck. Dre always keeps guys around him and shit. Ye always keeps the youth around him to give him his drive and shit. And you know, Pharrell's Pharrell, but Timbo's the most like involved and shit, and the most active.
You know why? Because I think Timbo is still a nigga more connected to the music production side than they are. Like Pharrell became like Timbo was an artist in his own right. He had songs, but like I feel like he's always been more in touch with production more than his artist side. His artist side was really just to fuel the production, right? Like to show off how great a producer he was. Whereas Pharrell, you could tell Pharrell wanted to be an artist. Like, you know, songs like Happy and like his whole career trajectory, you know what I mean? Dr. Dre, same thing. He became an artist, you know what I mean? And then a mogul.
That's what I was gonna say. All the other guys have a lot of like huge business ventures that are going on. Like Ye with the Yeezys and this, that. Pharrell with everything that he's got going on. Dre with beats, and you know what I mean? So like Timbo's really the guy that really just stuck around like the music. You know what I mean? His main focus is music.
Still main music nigga. And you gotta respect it, because he's a guy that changed the sound of not only hip hop, but just popular music in general.
Bro. And the shit that he's sitting on, like, is insane, man. Like, I don't know, man. I was in awe. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, oh yeah, this is like from like 8 years ago. And he's playing me like unreleased shit and this, that. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, remember how ahead of his time Timbo was with the early Missy shit and this, that. Remember how like his sound, just his sonics and his sounds were so ahead of his time, right? Yeah. So imagine him now trying to be ahead of what's going. Like, bro, his shit is crazy, and I don't know if he's like trying to dumb it down on purpose, but I feel feels like people aren't ready for. I don't know, bro. It's hard to explain because the shit he was playing me, like I was arguing with him. I'm like, bro, this is the shit. Like, this shit is like unheard of. Like, nobody's heard this type of shit. You know what I mean? And like, he's like, oh, word, you fuck with it? You fuck with it? I'm like, yo, this guy's crazy.
Well, it's like it's because there's a admitted lack of creativity in beats nowadays. It's like a lot of shit sounds the same. So, you know, niggas are using the same drum kit, same hi-hats, the same fucking drum pattern. Like, it's a lot of things are the same. So it's like a guy like Timbo, who was just so different in his time, he can't help but to try to do things different. But like, he understands the game too. He understands you gotta dumb it down. Like, even like the shit on that Rumor album, the I'm Not Over You joint. Like, I'm listening to that and I'm like, you did this guitar loop before. Like, I heard this, or I heard this chord before. But the way the drums bang on it is like, ooh, like, oh, okay, this is the Timbo like bass I miss, but it's like that pop Timbo. It was that Nelly Furtado Timbo.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I mean, his shit was always different, especially his percussions and shit like that. Like, he'd use anything as percussion. You know what I mean?
Right.
He'd literally use anything around him as a percussion, and like, you know, that type of creativity definitely lacks in the game these days. But
It's crazy.
It is.
So how is it? How is it like? Obviously you kind of mentioned he's your mentor. Like in terms of you and him, like on a production, how does that kind of work? Do you guys produce in the same room? Do you cook up something? He adds something?
Nah, I mean we do it all, bro. I could start an idea. I could play him a beat that's already finished, and he'd tell me like, yo, strip this or take this off, or like, yo, send me this or whatever the case is. Or we could just start some shit from scratch where like he likes to start with the drums and shit a lot of times. You know what I mean? So he'll just play drums and mans around him would start adding little things and this, that. And he's on the machine. He likes the machine and Ableton and shit. Yeah. And I'm on FL, and like, yeah, we just connect everything to the same mixer in the studio. So like there'll be like 5 different channels that are all connected at the same time, and we just mute each other out, and there'll be one person playing one thing at a time while everybody else is in the headphones working around it, and we just keep adding to it and shit, Sure. So, but he's open to like just work, man. He just loves music so much that he just wants to like work on dope shit and just stay creative. But in the studio, definitely in the same room at all times.
That's great. Do you play any instruments?
I play keys by ear.
Okay. So like, no. Okay, yeah. Because I feel like a lot of producers that are sick with the keys, they have that advancement. Sometimes they can be used as session players, and then sometimes they can turn that way into production.
I wish I was a session player, bro. Yeah. I'd be in so much right now.
You should use COVID to learn a guitar or something,
bro.
That's what I've been trying to do.
Bro, I'm using COVID to try to learn my kids.
That's real.
Trying to learn my kids.
That's real. That's real.
But
and you never stop learning your kids.
No, you never stop learning your kids. It's crazy. But yeah, no, I never learned how to play any instrument. I mean, we all should have as kids.
But look how far you've gotten without playing no fucking instrument.
But that's
Mozart would be pissed.
Yo, Beethoven's black, they said.
Beethoven is spinning in his grave right now.
But you know what's crazy is also like a lot of the session players and a lot of the guys that we bring in that are so like technically good at what they do, they lack the sauce.
Yeah.
They lack the vibe. They lack the grittiness. They lack because everything is on point and so like perfect. You know what I mean?
Yep.
This hip hop shit, that shit can't be perfect. Like we can't. It's got to be off. It's got to be a little. You know
got to be a little bounce to it. Got a little bit of like drag to it.
No, but you're the master of that. You've been doing that shit forever. Where there's always something that's off, but it's on. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's off technically.
I believe it always has to be the hi-hats a bit. You got to do it to the snare bit. You know that knob on fucking FL. You move time. You just
definitely. But that's the thing with these guys that are like classically trained and all that shit is a lot of times they're just too stiff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're too stiff.
Yeah, they're classically trained. So like that's why I like respect guys that like Arthur, who's actually classically trained, but like can still got he still has a sauce. He can freestyle. He gets it. Right.
Yeah. Same with Jahan. Jahan's the same way.
Yeah, Jahan
like he's a musical genius, but he gets it. Yeah. Like Wanda could send him a fucking just a drum pattern with a sample playing over, and Jahan will take it somewhere totally different, and it wouldn't even like lose its edge or anything. He'll add to the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of guys make it too musical, where it's like, oh nah, this is too much now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's what I feel like. Sometimes I suffered from making shit too musical and forgetting that niggas are actually supposed to rap on shit. Like making beats so other producers can say it sounds dope.
I was just about to say that. I had a conversation with one of the youngins the other day, and a lot of times as producers, we make shit to impress other producers, rather than making records that are supposed to be a fucking song. You know what I mean? Like that's our one of our biggest like downfalls as producers is we always want that validation from our peers, and we always want to show out to our peers like, ooh, listen to the hi-hat rolls on this, or listen to the bounce on this, or da da da. But it's like, okay, well, who's actually gonna fucking rap on this? And then you have like
where's the space?
You have the simplest guys, the simplest beats that number one singles. You know.
Right. And that's the thing. It's just like there used to be beats that used to be hella busy and shit like that. Like I think that's where we get the inspiration from. But as hip hop kind of, I guess whether you feel it's an evolution or not, or as it progressed, beats became, I think, a little bit more simpler, a little bit more bare, just because it was less sampling and. You know, it's
always a progression. I mean, it goes back and forth, right? Look at the 80s, bro. Look at Run DMC and these guys. These guys were literally rapping on like drum loops.
Pots and pans into.
Literally like drum loops with like one sound. And then it started getting more technical with sampling and this, that in the 90s when mans would actually like use full sample loops or whatever the case is. And then in the early 2000s, everybody started using like synthesized sounds and this, that, and then so like everything's gonna come and go. It's a cycle. Hip hop's always like evolve. So I definitely think it's progressive, and I feel like hip hop production these days is still like hard as shit. You just got to search for the right shit. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot more watered down as far as like the mainstream is concerned. But if you really like listen to the shit that mans are doing these days, it's the sickest production in history. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah, no, niggas is taking it to a different wave. Like it's hitting certain frequencies that we haven't really heard in like other times of history. Like that bass shit. Like just imagine old music. Like when you play old music on your newer system, it's like the certain bass isn't even present, right? So I feel like this new music unlocked a new frequency or a frequency that wasn't dominating, right? Like bass is so present nowadays in modern music.
And it's like if you could make me feel how I felt as a kid when I fell in love with this shit, but still maintain the sound of today, that's like the perfect marriage for me. You know what I mean? Like that's why I love like sample based shit with like crazy 808s and shit. Like, you know, that's Gay's been known for. It's like taking old shit that like we all grew up on and like making it like 2030. You know what I mean? 10 years ahead from now. You know what I mean? So you know, you just gotta search for it, man. Good music is always out there.
Real talk. So let's get into like your what would you consider your first big placement? Would it be Let It Fly?
Yeah.
Okay, so how did that track come about?
That was actually, it was a beat that I made like 3 or 4 years ago. Okay. And I sent it, I forget who I sent it to, if it was Wonder or Seven. I sent it to one of those guys and I didn't get a reaction. So now I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to strip the drums away and just send it as a sample. And then I sent it as a sample and Seven sent me back a beat maybe like a week later. And I was like, oh, fuck, this beat's kind of fire. It's cool, this, that. Haven't heard anything for like 6-7 months. And then I get a call like a week before the Wayne album's about to come out. He's like, yo, I think we got one on the Wayne album. And I'm like, huh? And he's like, yeah. What do you think? He's like, yeah, this beat, and he sent it to me. And I'm like, fuck, this ain't even one of our hardest joints or whatever the case is. And then when it actually dropped, like, I don't know what they did to the beat, but it just sounded incredible compared to like the version that I had. But Wonder made that whole play happen. And yeah, that's why I'm forever grateful to Wonder. Like, he made that whole shit happen, didn't ask me for anything. I even offered, I said, yo, Wonder, you're getting pub on this. Like, you did this for me this side. He's like, yo, you crazy, bro? You just had a daughter, this, that, that. It's all you. And yeah, bro, you know, it's been up ever since then, bro. Signed my pub deal. The song went top 10 on the Hot 100. Album went like gold in like 2 weeks or some shit. It's platinum now.
Yep.
So it was cool because it was also a historic moment for me, like being the Carter 5 and all that shit.
Right.
So
we grew up on that Carter shit. Bro.
Nah, that's it. And it's like there's some people. It's like what I said before, where it took me 15 years to get my first placement, but look at my first placement. You know what I mean? Like, right. I didn't get like mid-tier placements or class C placements, and slowly
it was the most anticipated out, like besides Detox. It was the most anticipated album in hip hop.
Fuck, I didn't think of that.
Detox didn't even come.
Detox doesn't come. It's crazy. I didn't think of it like that. I didn't think of it like that.
But everybody was waiting on the Carter 5. Everybody.
And it's crazy because, like, I told somebody the other day, I said, some people just like to take the stairs instead of the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's what it really is, bro. It's like putting in your time, putting in your hours. And ever since then, bro, that should just open the door and gave me a whole lot of opportunities and shit. You know how it goes, bro. As soon as they see you on and everybody starts hitting you up in this, that, whatever the case is. But yeah, no, that's how that came about. So like, shout out to Wonder because he really orchestrated that move for us.
That's crazy, man. Currently, like you're not signed. You have your own publishing company. You run your own shit.
Sony ATV.
Okay, you signed to Sony ATV. So how how does your not necessarily how your publishing works, but like in terms of like how you work with them? Do they, they obviously gave you an advance. Do they help you get in the room with other artists as well, or is that your job to do?
It's so crazy. I literally just got an A&R like last month, and I've been with them for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I just never asked for one or never inquired about it because of my management. Our management team is so like there's no A&R at Sony ATV that can get me in a room or that I can send shit to somebody that my management can't.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what I mean? Like our team right now is like, I'm grateful. I'm like Caruso on the Lakers.
The legend.
You know Caruso?
The legend Caruso, yeah.
I'm like Caruso on the Lakers. We're like the Lakers of this fucking hip hop production shit, right? We're like our team is fucked. Boy Wonder, OZ, Seven Thomas, Jahan Sweet, Q Beats.
So Boy Wonder is definitely LeBron, obviously.
Yeah.
Who's Anthony Davis? Is that Jahan Sweet?
OZ. No, that's OZ right now.
Oh yeah, bro, OZ has hits. OZ has fucking.
OZ did Life is Good and Tootsie Slide. Bro, OZ's like Drake's 40 right now. Drake's 40.
Yeah.
OZ did like crazy shit. This past like year, and I'm not saying 2020. I mean like from this time last year to today, OZ probably had the biggest year out of every producer in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've seen his name everywhere.
No, literally.
Everywhere.
And yeah, so basically what it comes down to is like I never used Sony ATV to like put me in rooms or help me play shit or anything like that because my manager Simon Stees, which is one of my closest friends, like we're all a family, and like as cliche and generic as it sounds, we literally are all friends before this music shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like me and Wanda, 12, 13 years now, we've been fucking friends. Me and Seven, like 8 years. Me and Simon, 8 years. You know what I mean? Like we're all before this music shit, we were all friends and shit. So like it's literally like a tight-knit family. And my manager is literally a beast. Like I'm scared of where he's gonna be in the next 5 years, bro. He just literally started managing producers like when I got my placement, probably a week after that, a week before that. Like that's when he became a manager. And he's insane with it. You know what I mean? The shit that he does, bro. He's young too. I think he just turned 29 or he's turning 29, bro. Like, yeah, Steve's is a monster, bro.
It's important to have people like everybody be asking me like, yo, how do I get a manager? How do I live with a manager? Like sometimes managers, they gotta be people you trust. Like they don't have to be a person that already is a manager. They could be people that you just believe in, that have good people skills and are interested in seeing you shine, right?
Exactly. That's what it is, bro. And he's literally the ultimate people person. Before this, he was like Tristan Thompson's assistant and shit.
Okay.
So he's around like everybody from time. Like when I was with Ye, I was talking to Steez, and Steez is like, yo, show him this picture. He sends me a picture of him and Ye. I show it to Ye. Ye's like, oh shit. He's like, that's family. He's like, that's family. And then he's like, yeah, tell Ye we're babysitting his daughter North right now. She's at her house right now. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like crazy shit like that. Cause of Chloe and shit. Tristan and Chloe and just there like with Ye's daughter, and I'm with Ye in the studio. And he's like, yeah, we're babysitting his daughter. Show him this picture. And Ye's like, yo, that's family. crazy shit. But yeah, that's why I don't
Wow.
use Sony ATV.
That's wild. This is wild. So speaking of Kanye, we'll get straight to that. Use This Gospel. Now that's the reunion of the clips. And me and you talked about that. Like that's fucking amazing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Clips says, you know, they have a legendary album under their belt, Lord willing. You know what I mean? To have that coming in where, you know, Malice said he wasn't even gonna make no rap music with him because he thought he was gonna be on some drug shit.
Facts.
You know, it's very legendary. And would you call that your second biggest placement?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
how did that come about?
That came, well, that shit had so many ups and downs. Like, I didn't even think that shit was gonna make the album. Because the original song was called Law of Attraction, and it was just Ye by himself.
Okay.
And it had like, bro, this shit had crazy tribal drums, like Lost in the World, tribal drums and shit. Like, this
isn't
shit
that version already out? Like, isn't it out on like?
Yeah, there's a leak. It leaked.
It's on Yandi. It's supposed to be on Yandi.
Exactly. That's the album that we were working on. So that shit leaked. So I'm like, oh fuck, it's not making the album. And I have like maybe 5 or 6 records with Ye that are like super like untouched. Like they were like made in like 15 minutes each, where he just mumbled and freestyled over beats or whatever the case is, and then we go back and touch it up, and this time he'll come back and get writers involved and whatever the case is. But yeah, the original version, Law of Attraction, had like Mike Dean playing the guitar and like I said, crazy drums. And then when it leaked, everybody's like, yeah, that's just not making the cut. That's just not making the album. And then like a month prior to the album coming out, I seen like a leaked track listing, and I was looking for it, and it's nowhere to be found, but it was always called Use This Gospel. So, like on the leak show, it's called Use This Gospel, but I was looking for Law of Attraction. So I'm like, oh, it's not making the album. I'm talking to this team, talking to everybody around him. And then like a week before the album came out, I get a call from one of Timbo's people, his manager, and he's like, yo, send me all your paperwork, this, that, da, 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 da. I think the record's making the Ye album. I'm like, what record? He's like, Use This Gospel. I'm like, what the fuck is Use This Gospel? What are you talking about? And then he plays me the beat, and I'm like, this is Law of Attraction. I'm like, he's using this shit? He's like, yeah, this, that. He stripped it down. And I called Bugs, which is like one of Ye's right-hand mans, Bugs the Beast. And he's like, yeah, it's gonna make the cut. They stripped down the beat, and the clips is on it. I'm like, clips? I'm like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? And no, he's like, the clips is on it and Kenny G. And I said, Kenny G.
Yeah,
bro.
the Kenny G part.
Bro, that shit. I was like, what the fuck? When I told my mom I'm on Kanye's album, she's like, oh, Kanye West, yeah, I see him on TMZ. Da, da, da. And then when she's like, wait, Kenny G, and she got all excited and shit. Like, she didn't care about Ye. She just heard Kenny G and like got all excited and shit.
Kenny G's big, bro.
Yeah,
big. He worldwide, man.
He is worldwide. That shit was crazy.
He's definitely a sax symbol.
Yeah, but I mean, put it like this, right? During those Yandi sessions, we must have recorded probably over, no exaggeration, over like 75 to 80 songs in the span of like a week and a half.
Wow.
And that was just the Miami sessions. So like every night he'd have like different people come in. One night it'd be like Young Thug would show up with his people. Then the next night Chief Keef would pull up. Then the next night Melly was actually there like every day because Melly's from Miami. So like he like probably lived right around the corner from the studio or something. But Melly was literally in the studio with Ye like every night. I was there when they made that mixed personality record and shit. That was the same sessions. Wow. And then and he'd always have people coming in and out, but it was always like gangster rappers. It wasn't like, you know, it wasn't who you'd expect. Like I said, Chief Keef and Dugga and Lil Durk and T Grizzly. T Grizzly wrote a crazy record for Ye that I have. I'll send it to you on once. But yeah, so that was the Yandi sessions, and that was before he like he was talking to us about becoming an ordained minister, but it was before he actually went full-fledged with the whole Christianity. He actually said, he was talking about Sunday service. He was talking about like, I'm going to become an ordained minister. I'm going to change words in the dictionary, like take out all the negative words in the dictionary. And like, it was like he was preparing himself for that, but he was still in the middle of like putting together this Yandi album that he already announced in it. So then when Yandi actually got like scrapped and shit, like I didn't think any of the records that we worked on would actually make it, but you know, luckily this record, out of all the 80 something records that like he put down, this one actually like stood out for him or something, you know what I mean? And it made the cut of like 8 songs on the album, which is a blessing. And you know, I mean,
what
you
a
know
record it is, man. Like it's like it's totally stripped. Like it just it's like it's totally stripped. Like it's just the synth for the most part, and then
yeah,
you know you
and
get some synth, and then you get some saxophone in there. It's just you're waiting for that drum to drop.
You get the pure born drums for the last like 30 seconds of the song.
Exactly. I was just like, why at the end? Like this would sound so good in the middle, but I feel like it's the artistic. That's that
it's
artistic
yay. No, it's yay. It's just yay, bro. You can't. It's yay. And like, you know what's crazy is when Law of Attraction leaked on like Reddit and all these sites, right?
Yeah.
I was like, everybody around me like, yo, that should leak. That's a dub. It's a dub. I'm like, fuck, it's over. That song's never coming out. And then like a week later, I went back to see like the reviews, and everybody was loving the record. Everybody's like, yo, this is crazy, yay, this, that, da, da, da. This is the yay we want. And then I linked one of his people, and I'm like, yo, it was my boy Fetty. I linked him. I'm like, yo, everybody's going crazy on it. We got to convince Ye to use this shit. He's like, you know what? Hopefully, Ye doesn't see that people like it, because he's gonna do the opposite. He's like, if he finds out that people actually like this, he's never gonna drop it.
That seems very Ye-ish. That's a Ye thing now.
Yeah, that's his thing, bro. Like whatever the mass want, he's gonna do the opposite and make you like what he want. You know what I mean? Like rather than him cater to you, you're gonna appreciate what he's dropping.
But then sometimes he'll do the opposite, and then he'll kind of low key like apologize for it and like come back to your side. Like he just moves the way he wants to move, and it's incredible how he can do that and then just still create music at such a high level.
No, he doesn't budge or he doesn't conform to nobody's ideologies or how they want. You know what I mean? Like there's only guys. He's like 50 in a sense.
Yeah.
Definitely. Where 50 just doesn't care about nobody's opinion. He doesn't care about no alliances, this, that, da, da, da. Like you get what you get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but Ye literally like changed my life as far as like just being in his presence. And I'm not even talking about like as far as the record, it has nothing to do with the music or whatever. Just his presence and the conversations and shit. Like every day we wake up and he'd come join us in the studio around like noon, 12:30, sometimes 11 in the morning, and we'd have conversations for like 3 hours before anything starts. You know what I mean? And like he's exactly the person you expect him to be.
Yeah. Grandiose.
Like, how the way you picture being with Ye and in conversation, he's exactly that. You know what I mean? That's like crazy. Yeah,
that's big. Yeah, that's I could see how that could be definitely life changing. Like Ye is a guy that like when we were coming up, he was like that. He was that opposite of what was going on. Like Rockefeller, we all fuck with Rockefeller. We all fuck with like Jay-Z, State Prop, and then you have this guy that just comes with a fucking pink polo and a fucking backpack and a fucking and the Air Jordans and shit, just
making
preppy shit, right?
Making slaps,
right? Making slaps and change the game. So like, yeah, to be in the presence of that, like that's amazing, and to work with him and have him, you know, consult you for that kind of shit. That's like breaking some barriers, man. You should be proud of yourself. Very proud of yourself.
Crazy, bro. Trust me, it's fucking crazy. Like I still think back to those times and I'm like, yo, that was crazy. The shit that he was telling us and like just the conversations alone were like, you know, insane. And his work ethic is just like nuts. Yeah. You know what I mean? His work ethic is literally nuts. It's out of this world, bro. He literally he'd freestyle for 5 hours straight on a like he wouldn't do anything in the booth. He'd be on a karaoke mic outside, sitting right next to the engineer, and just next beat. All right, play me some next shit. This, that, like, and he just freestyle for like 5 hours straight, literally. then he'd leave and be like, and we'd have certain songs that are like 18 minutes long, and he'd leave and be like, oh, he's like, there, you know my shit the best out of all these guys. Cut this down to 3 minutes. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, just find some cool shit in here and make it a 3-minute song. And that'd be like my assignment for the night. You know what I mean? Like cutting down an 18-minute freestyle into like a 3-minute fucking, you know? Yeah. And then certain days he'd come in and be like, no 808s today. I don't want to hear nothing with 808s. Then the next day he'd be like, no hi-hats. If there's any hi-hats, I don't even want to hear it. Like, you know, shit like certain things, bro. But he's a genius, bro. He's a musical genius. And it's crazy. The shit that he does is like, it's mind blowing.
It's amazing. That's amazing. So with you, in terms of, you know, I always ask every producer this, you know, in terms of like pushing your sound, first of all, what do you feel is the DRTWRK sound? What do you feel is your sound?
Bro, that's such a vague question. It's like when somebody says, tell me about yourself. Describe yourself.
Yeah, I could describe myself.
All right, describe yourself.
I'm an asshole. I like smoking weed, so I'm high a lot. I'm very observant.
Okay.
I'm sexy.
All right.
Bitch want me.
That's it?
I'm very humorous, you know. I'm very outspoken. I can describe myself in a lot of ways.
Bro, you just described Redman. Describe yourself now.
That's me, nigga. What do you mean, Redman? There's a lot of people can be humorous. It's not only just me and Redman.
This guy, I smoke weed, I like to laugh, and I'm sexy.
Bro, sometimes that's all you need. Honestly, but I mean, like, you know, where do you feel your element lies? Because, you know, when we say what's the Mad Libs now, where we're gonna say it's some lo-fi sample kind of. Yes. Well, that's what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean. My thing is, it kind of goes back to what I said before. I like to make shit, or I like my sound to be shit that I grew up on, but that's modernized. That's today. You know what I mean? Like I always incorporate samples into my shit. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I always incorporate samples. Like these days, I've been doing a lot more melodies, and like even some shit that I sent you, like where it's just like melodies and samples that I create on my own. But I'm always a sample driven guy, and I just like hard knocking shit over like crazy obscure samples and shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, but lately less is more, and like I had to like learn that. And Wonder actually taught me that. He's like, yo, less is more. Just have like crazy drums over like one sound, and maybe have another sound coming for the hook, and that's it. Nothing else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Less is more, bro.
And even within that, try to make it kind of unique. You know?
Try to make it exactly. Whether it's the bounce or whether it's the way you chop the sample or whatever the case is. But yeah, I don't have a precise description of my sound. I just like vintage shit that sounds like today. That's the best way to put it. You know what I mean?
Because I remember older DRTWRK beats with more of like the sample based shit with the hard drums, where it was like, you know, like it was kind of like the 2000s feel, like, you know, like our we all used to make beats kind of like Heat Makers and fucking Just Blaze, that kind of sound. And then now I hear this sound, and it's definitely that modern. It's you know, it has musical elements to it, trap elements to it. You know, it's just, you can tell your influences are from all over the place.
Right? But that's what it is, bro. I have so many influences. Like my favorite artist range is so like different that, like, you know, I just like good music, bro. I just like good, dope shit. Just cool shit, bro. Play me some cool shit that doesn't sound too generic. That's all.
Right.
You know,
not that regular.
No, that's it, bro.
All right. And that was gonna lead me to my next question. Like, so I usually ask producers, like, you know, usually you have an artist you want to use as a vessel to push your sound. You know, you've worked with a lot of artists like Mags. You know, I know you're still fucking with Speng. Like, tell us how important it is, I guess, to put on artists with your sound. Like, and kind of take artists under your wing and kind of
Yo, honestly speaking, as a producer, that is your best way of blowing up. Is if you establish a sound with a certain artist, or if you come up with an artist and it's just you and the artist, like producer and artist, that's it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the best way to blow up as a producer, rather than sending your shit out to a million artists or whatever the case is. Because if that artist actually takes off, you're automatically associated to that sound, and you're credited for giving that artist that specific sound. Same way with like how it was with Wonder and Drake and 40 and Drake, and like, you know what I mean, Ye and Hove, and like there's certain. It's always better to find that artist and grow with them, bro. I always tell the youngins, like, yo, find a cool artist that you fuck with, that you want to work with, that you feel that you guys complement each other's sound or whatever, and just come up with them, bro. That's the best. I mean, put it like that. Put it like this. If it wasn't for Spang, I would have never got with Timbaland. I would have never met Timbaland. The reason why I even met Timbo is Timbo said, "Who did the production on this project?" And I did the whole production of Spang's tape. It was all me.
Yeah.
His second tape. Were you on the second tape? You on the first one? Were you also on the second one?
I think I was only on the first one. Which way?
And you were like the only outside producer on the first one.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the second one, I think, no, you know what happened? We were supposed to use one of your beats, and then you told me that you guys were using it for NBS.
NBS, yeah, NBS. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I was confused. But yeah, so Timbo said, who did the production on this? Like, which producers? And then they're like, nah, this is his like manager and his producer. He did all the beats. Like, yo, who's this guy? Get me on the phone with this guy. You see what I'm saying? So like, because of the association of that one artist and that one sound, it'll drive somebody towards you more than just another guy sending out emails, or just another guy in the studio playing beats. It's always better to associate yourself to that one artist, bro. Look how many legendary producers are tied into Timbo and Missy, DJ Premier, Guru, like I said, Ye Hove, Wonder Drake, 40 Drake. You know, there's so many producers that are like, Dr. Dre was always that one. You know what I mean? Snoop, 50, M. It was
right.
You know what I mean? So that's always the best way to really stand out from the million other producers that are out there just sending out beats to any and everybody. Yeah. It's to have that sound attached to that one artist, and if that takes off, bro, you good.
And you know, a lot of people will probably ask, how do you know that artist is serious enough to make it? What if that artist isn't serious enough to make it? Like, I tell most of those people, like, yo, you have to just take that chance or leave your fucking city. Like,
you got to take that chance, and you also got to be a good judge of character.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a people's person just like I am, right? We know you could just tell when somebody's actually serious, or when somebody's just doing it to do it, or when somebody's serious because they're popping at the moment, but they could lose the drive so easy. Like, we know. You just feel that passion, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's certain guys that are just like super, like a guy like Junior, bro. Junior T, right? We know how fucking passionate he is about music, bro. Like, we see this 10 years ago, bro, and he hasn't changed. He hasn't conformed to nobody else's sound. He hasn't done, he's stuck to doing him, bro. And I'm telling you right now, Junior's one record and he's out of here. Because then he could go back to his archives and play his old shit. And the same exact thing applies to you, bro. Yep. You could go back to your beats from fucking 8 years ago. As soon as you get your one, bro, you go back to all your old shit and you're sitting on a fucking arsenal of
gold mine. Like
that you just have to touch. All you have to do is touch one thing, make it today, and that's it. It's a wrap. Right. You're really sitting on thousands of slaps, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's wild. That's wild.
But that's what I mean. Like, the passion, bro. You can't fake passion. You can't recreate passion. An artist can't fool me. You can't fool me that this is who, you know what I mean? And then, no, he's not serious, or whatever the case is. Like, you can tell, bro. You can just tell. I don't know if it's a gift or something, but like, certain people could just tell who's serious and who's not.
Right. And even if that person doesn't become the most successful artist, it's like, it's really about just opening doors with a sound, getting recognized with the sound. And I like, you know,
Literally.
me coming up in Toronto and coming up in Saga and shit like that. It was like me, like I knew I could rap, I knew I could spit, but I was like, I'm dope with the beats. Like, let me try to get them to these rappers I see at these shows and shit, and try to network, build with them, and then did the whole mixtape series. And like, I felt like that was the best thing for me to do as a producer instead of just me making my own beats, rapping on my own beats.
Right.
So
Right.
like you gotta expose yourself to the world and let them know that like, yo, your shit can knock with this artist. Your shit sounds good with
100%.
this voice on it.
100%, bro.
Right.
100%.
Right. Man. What's next for you? Like what's the next few projects if you don't mind sharing?
I'm working on the new G Wonder album.
You're fucked.
What?
Greg Baptiste?
Nah, I don't know, bro. Like honestly, you never know. I have so much shit in the cut. I have so much shit that I'm working on that like I don't even speak on it anymore because you never know. Yeah. You never know what's what. You know how it goes, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck.
More so maybe like just personal stuff, like personal projects, ones nothing. That are associated with nothing. Okay.
Nothing. I'm literally just focused on like just making fucking history right now, bro. I'm focused on like, getting established out there and really getting my name out there, like really, really getting my name out there. So I put all my personal shit aside. I stopped, not even that I stopped working, but like my friends are my friends. They'll always get shit from me. They'll always get anything they need from me. But as far as me because I used to dedicate 80% of myself to like seeing other people succeed and other people blow up. And in the last like 3 years is the first time in my life that I said, you know what, let me focus on my shit. And that's how I landed my first placement. That's how I started doing my shit. Because I literally like when I was managing like Mags and Blicky and Spang and this, that, I dedicate 80% and see them dedicate 20 or whatever the case is, right? Where I have to push them or whatever. And that's my brother, so I can say this shit. Yeah. But yeah, like I just put everything aside and I'm just focused. I had my daughter, I had my son, you know what I mean? Like it's a different life now. It's a different life. It's a different life now, bro. Like I just got to focus on like, putting myself in a position that I can put other people that I care about in positions of power or whatever the case is. You know what I mean? Just paying everything forward, bro. That's one thing Wanda always told me, bro. He's like, when I thanked him and I'm like, yo, bro, you changed my life, whatever the case is. He's like, I don't want anything in return. Just pay it forward. You know what I mean? Do what I do for people, for somebody else. And if you look, like, I don't think there's any other producer that put as many people on as he did, as far as like producers and shit like that.
Yeah, because I feel like whenever you're big and you're in Canada, you're doing it for Canada, like, wherever you're at. Like it's not like
we're like our own state,
right?
Like one state.
Right. Like when you're big in America, like you're doing it for New York or you're doing it for LA or you're doing it for Atlanta. You're doing you're doing it for America, but you're doing it for a specific. Once you do it for Canada, once you do it for Toronto, you do it for Montreal, you're doing it for the whole nation, right? So yeah, he has put on a lot of people. He's helped me out. He's definitely been one of the most humble kind of like major guys that we got on the side.
100% the most humble, bro. If I was one day, I'd be shitting on people left, right, and center. Jesus Christ, it'd be bad, bro. It'd be bad. God will never put me in that position of power because it'd be bad for people. But this guy impresses me every day, though, because he's literally the most humble guy I've met in my life and the most like selfless person. Like, bro, I don't know. It's so weird, bro. I tell him every day, I'm like, yo, I don't know how you were like raised or whatever the case is, but like he
in the church
changed, he hasn't switched up nothing, bro. Like, and it's not even just like Toronto guys. He's putting on guys in the States like Jahan and Vinyls and the Rascals. And like, there's so many people that like, owe this guy a million favors and he never expect anything in return.
Ever. No, he's gonna go down in history as one of the greatest producers to ever do it, really, because aside from like the obvious hits and the diamond singles and all that, it's just like there's a lot of people that spawned from the boy Wonder Web. right?
Exactly.
So just that happening, you know what I mean? People are going to automatically pay respect. Even like Metro Boomin to a degree got to pay his respects to Boy Wonder. Like Boy Wonder is the OG, kind of legitimizing him as an executive producer on that
100%.
future and Drake shit, right? So yeah, yeah, big ups to Boy Wonder, man, for sure.
For sure.
I remember when he hosted my We On Some Rich Kid Shit party back in like it was like probably 010. This was after the Rich Kid sex tape, which is actually the anniversary of the Rich Kid sex tape. Shout out the Rich Kid sex tape.
Wait a minute, you have a sex tape out?
No, yeah, that was like 10 years ago. Yeah, I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but like
it's a project called the sex tape, or you have a
no.
tape?
No, it's two separate things. I had a sex tape that was released that was like sent out, and everybody see my dick, and like it was a girl giving me brains, and yeah, I don't know. And then I had my release party after that. It was like one of the biggest shits ever. Like I had like Ed Davis from the Raptors was there, Boy Wonder hosting it. It was lit. It was lit.
I missed that, bro. I was around times. How did I miss that?
I don't know, man. It was at Revival. We packed that shit out, man. That was beautiful.
You know who else has a sex tape?
Who else?
Amal.
Which Amal?
How many Amals do you know?
Oh, but that's not a sex tape. He's a porn actor. I refuse to call these guys porn stars because they're not stars. Like you're not famous.
No,
so they're porn actors.
Under the name Jamal King.
Yeah. I know. I heard of that. I heard he's like standing on his tippy toes, fucking bitches and
shit. Shout out to Amal.
Shout out to Amal, man. Get it how you live. Him and Mindbender apparently. Mindbender doing
that's the guy from the KOTD battles, right? He's always in the background.
Always in the background while now.
Yeah, you guys are different out there in Toronto.
Yo, we have characters, man. That's why we're the Mecca. That's why we're the Mecca.
Holy fuck.
All right, man. Like let's open it up for some questions. If anybody wants to ask some questions for DRTWRK. Malcolm Love Jizzy. Oh, don't say that. Don't say Love Jizzy. And if not, let's play some beats from the beat submission folder.
We have some beats, yeah.
Oh, we get the review beats. That's fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Quackish, the one and only, and we're gonna play On the Run by Quackish. Quackish, do you want to say anything? Hold on, let me.
Oh, quick question: what are some things you've learned from Timbo?
Sonics, the importance of sound, the importance of listening to every little minuscule detail in a fucking beat, and also less is more. I also learned that from Timbo, but like his sonics are just like crazy. You know what I mean? As far as like his choice of sound, which is very important, and not selecting sounds that you think are hot at the moment, but selecting sounds that you think are going to be cool next year, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. You know, he, like I said, he was playing me shit from like 8 years ago that sounded like it was so advanced that you couldn't even drop it today. So always try to stay ahead of the curve. Like you got to realize as a producer, right? Whenever we hear records that come out, right? Those records were made, most of those records were made a year ago and they only started coming out later. You know what I mean? So that sound is already old. So don't try to emulate and recreate what you hear on the radio or whatever the case is, because that sound is a year old. So always try to stay ahead of the curve. Like everybody started using flutes and shit. Flutes are dead. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. That's one of the things I learned.
Flutes are never dead.
Flutes are dead.
Flutes are never dead. I bet you a banger comes out with a flute in the next year and it's hard.
Yeah, and I bet you it was made last year or 2 years ago.
Doesn't matter. Not about when it's made, it's about when it comes out.
That's a fact.
because that's when it changes shit. Right?
That's
But I feel you though. So, how can I send beats to DRTWRK? Oh, it's Lancelot. Lance, you know DRTWRK. Just send it to
who? Oh, Lance also has a sex tape. That's another
Lance,
guy with a sex tape.
Lance definitely has a sex tape.
Yo, Lance.
I haven't seen it. I don't want to see it, but I know he has it.
Yo, put it like this. I don't want to speak on Lance now because I don't know if he's in a relationship or not. But Lance is a fucking whore, or used to be a whore.
What?
He's the
None.
Yo,
that disclaimer didn't even help.
Yo, listen.
You still called him a whore.
Yeah.
In the past and the present.
Lance, my boy. No, Lance literally is the funnest person to be around when you're on tour or out of town. Literally the funnest guy. And he's just a big ball of energy, bro. That's my drinking partner. That's my brother right there.
He's a fun person to be with when you're just in Mississauga.
Bro, Lance is
not all Lance, man.
He's one of the greatest characters, bro. I love Lance.
One of the big, like, you know, me and Lance, we all had some crazy nights, man. Government. What was that room in government?
Orange room.
But they had this room called Deluxe. Him and DJ Respect. Deluxe was popping, and now remixes there and Launchpad. You know, it's crazy.
Where?
Right, especially for Launchpad.
Hold on. I gotta get my charger.
All right, bet.
1 second.
If there's any more questions, don't be afraid to ask. If not, let's smoke some beats.
Quackish.
Yes, sir.
You want to share anything about the beat, man?
Yeah. I just made this beat 2 days ago. It's a little bit rough. Found as usual another crazy obscure sample and flip this beat still.
Cool, man. Which one do you want me to play first?
Play On the Run.
On the Run?
Yeah.
There we go. Been trying to unmute myself. Yeah, man. That shit was bumping, man. I like that. I like the sample usage. It reminded me of like some Kanye shit, like some college dropout, like kind of like bounce shit. With the sample, hard drums. Fucked with it.
I was trying to make it just like, just simple. Something, just a sample and simple drums, and that's it, man.
Right.
And just chop the living shit out of it.
Not too much. Right?
Yeah. Simplify it, right?
Right. I fuck with it, man. Thank you.
Thanks, man. I sent another one too. It's a little bit of trap soul shit. Another one. This one I did last night. So this one was the one I sent, pretty dope. It's called Smoke.
Are you playing that, Martin?
Yeah, so that was hard. I did that last night. That was something pretty rough. So it's not mixed down yet, but still needs a little work. But yeah, man.
I say it sounds good. I think just some chops in the sample, I think could be a little bit like tighter.
Okay.
Where I felt like the sample was kind of going off of tempo from the actual.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think just fixing the timing on certain parts of that sample, because certain parts are landed on point, which bop.
Yeah.
And then resting on like a consistent kind of bop for it, like a melody that plays out that like
yo, can you guys play the first one for like 30 seconds? I missed it.
Oh yeah, the first one, Quackish play.
Yeah. First Quackish one, because I missed it. I walked in and that shit sounded hard. I just missed it. Like literally played like the first like 30 or 45 seconds just so I can catch it.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Let's go. Give me a second. It's making it download now.
It's all good.
Yeah,
what's the sound effect?
There you go, man.
That shit's hard. I fuck with this. This is hard.
Respect.
I like that one more than the second one. That one's hard.
Yeah, I made that 2 days ago. That's not even mixed down either. So again,
literally all that one's missing is like some crazy like hard hitting boom bap drums.
Yeah.
Like hard hitting.
Yeah,
the sample is crazy. The way you chop the sample is insane. And it just needs to like knock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I was just trying to be really simple. I was like, again, I've been listening to too much Benny the Butcher shit, too much Derringer shit. So you know what I mean?
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, and just simplify it. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
But respect for the feedback, man. Appreciate it, man.
Nah, for sure, bro. And also, you got to remember that's where collaboration comes in. Also, right? It's like when you start an idea. And if you know that you want it to sound a certain way, but you know you don't have that sound, or like a lot of times I'm like, fuck, I wish it would sound like this, or I wish I had this kind of drum, or I'd send it to Rich, or I'd send it to one, I'd send it to somebody, be like, yo, fuck with this, touch this up, or whatever the case is.
What's crazy is that I'm working with Big Sprox. We're doing.
Oh yeah, he's dope.
Yeah, we're doing a beat tape. So.
Fire.
Yeah, we've been doing some shit and whatnot. But yeah, if you hear his new album that he did with Sazy, that shit's like crazy. You know what I mean? And having him helping me out and whatnot.
I meant to take it in, and I didn't listen to it yet. Sazy's my guy. I meant to take in that album, and I still didn't even take it. I'm gonna put that on my list to listen to tonight, literally.
Yeah, it's what he did on that album. Like, I'll be honest with you, even though he's my guy, don't want like. That's probably my favorite work he's done in quite some time.
For real?
Yeah, probably my favorite work. And just with Sazy and Sosa and Tona on it, and it fits like a glove. Those two is
right.
Oh,
actually, that's the only song I heard is the one with Sosa, because I heard he posted on his
Eddie Bravo joint, the Eddie Bravo joint.
Yeah,
you know, so
hard.
So I'm hard. I'm lucky to have him. Grateful that Broxton he wants to make a beat tape with me. So, and funny is I've only been actually producing for the past year and a half. So,
sick.
And I've been going hard for the past year.
Yeah, that first one's solid. I could see somebody on that shit for sure.
Facts.
Yeah, man. Respect, guys. Respect. Honestly.
Sure.
Thank you for sharing, bro.
Quackish is gonna be joining the next Loop Sessions Toronto in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Okay, bet.
Okay, up next we have Continent. Continent, are you there, man?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sure anything about the beat before we play?
I sent two. I'm not sure which one you planned, but
and I should see Red Loop here.
Red Loop. Yeah, it's just like I don't know. I had the sample and I just flipped it. Like I just flipped it, like, you know what I mean?
Enough said.
So hot right now. Okay, let's go.
I like the second part. The second part of the sample is crazy when it's just the piano and shit.
Yeah,
that's hard.
Yeah, I agree. The second part of the sample and the way you flipped it, definitely on the second part was good. I think with the bass, you could make the bass a little bit more melodic to the sample that you're using, because it felt like it was kind of like just playing kind of mono.
You could hear the bass?
Yeah, I could. I don't know. Yeah, I could hear the bass. Yeah,
I could hear it.
I can't hear the bass.
Are you doing off your phone? Oh, that's why. Nigga. Fuck. What bass are you gonna hear?
Right, this is the first time I ever used Zoom in my life.
Carol back. Okay. Carol back.
Yeah. I'm playing it off some monitors, so I can hear that shit.
Oh, you're playing shit off the monitors?
Yeah. I'm
gonna say some shit to play.
But yeah, content. Besides that, I like the sample flip. It was a cool sample flip. I like the piano flip. But yeah, I feel like making the bass a little bit more melodic will make it sound less crowded. And yeah, I think it was the drums were cool. I think harder drums too. But it was good. I feel like I can see a nigga on that. I'm trying to think who I can see on spitting on that.
Yeah, I could see any of those Griselda guys on that 100%.
Yeah, got that like maybe like a Benny. Definitely a Benny. But yeah, thank you for sharing, Continent.
Facts. What kind of jersey is that? Wow. Where'd you get that? That's Aaliyah.
Yeah, I was about to say, is that Aaliyah jersey?
Yeah, I named my daughter Aaliyah. My daughter's name is Aaliyah.
Oh, wow.
Me the whole time. My bad. Yeah. Appreciate the feedback too. Yeah. Yo, honestly, I don't know where like my mom's gave this to me, so you know what I mean.
No, that jersey's hard.
Hard, yeah. This is hard, yeah, low key. But yeah, for sure, yeah. Benny the Butcher, all those guys on that beat. I don't know if you guys got it, but I sent one more beat. But yeah.
I should see one, bro. I'm gonna refresh right now.
Okay.
So
what email do you guys send beats to?
And I send you. You have your own link. I sent it to you on Instagram.
Can you give me an email? Because I can't go to Instagram while I'm on this.
Yeah, and do you want me to put it in the chat or
just tell it to me right now? Because I'm on my email right now.
Okay, so it's Martin.
Martin, yeah.
Yeah, at Martin.
Martin at Martin.
Hold on. Martin Anxxon, which is ANXXON.
ANXX. Okay, so it's Martin at Martin Anxxon.
Yeah, .com.
Hold on. So you have your own website.
Yeah, I have my own sample packs too.
What do you do on your website?
I upload packs.
Fire.
Dude, I mean,
I'm gonna send you some shit right now, but
yeah,
don't send it to nobody.
The Canadian
gotta connect.
So now I have 2 X's on my name.
Yo, don't leave my shit, Mark.
All right, cool.
Okay, hold on, and I'm gonna play.
Yeah, let me hear that second Continent one.
Yeah, Continent. Yeah, second beat.
Continent, can you upload it again? I cannot see in the folder, bro.
All right, bro.
And I'm gonna play Bombay right now.
Yeah, let's go into Bombay.
Bombay, are you here? Bombay.
Hey, if Bombay is not Indian, I don't want to hear his beats.
He is here.
What's up, bro? What's up?
What up?
Hey, man. I don't know if I can ask questions right now. Or you want
sure, bro.
Harold Basket.
Yo, don't let these guys bully you, Bombay. Ask whatever you want.
But it's the Indian in me, man. What can I do, bro? But yo, man. So just in terms of like the content, man. Like I always hear like there's 2 sides of the story. It's like people say you should not upload too much music, but some people say you should. So I don't know, man. I just amassed so much material throughout. Like
upload everything.
Doesn't matter about mixing, mastering, things like that. Just
don't make sure it sounds right. Get some opinions first, but don't sit on music. Upload everything until you get that one, bro. And then once you're in a certain position, or once you're, that's when you could like say, okay, I'm not gonna flood them or whatever the case is, because it might fuck up your business or you might overdo it. But before that, upload everything. Everything needs to go, bro. It's music. It's meant to be like enjoyed and meant for people to take it in.
Yeah.
How else? Like the thing is, a lot of times our best shit, or the music that we feel is our best, is not necessarily the music that the artists are gonna feel is our best, or not necessarily the music that the artists are gonna gravitate towards. There's so many beats I play for people, and I'm like, yo, if he doesn't jump on this shit, I'm putting music. And then they're like, all right, I play a beat that's like whatever, and they'd be like, yo, that's just crazy, that's just fire, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? Like, imagine how much slappers I had for Ye that I really wanted him on.
Yes.
And he used a stripped down version of a fucking sound that sounds like a cart belt when your seatbelt's off in a car. You know what I mean? Like, just a beeping. He used a beeping sound and made a fucking whole record around that. So like, you never know what's gonna hit. You never know who's gonna like what. So just upload everything, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing, man. Yeah. Like, because it goes even back to like, how as when we make music, I feel like we're always trying to make it for like producers, we don't think about
it goes back to what Rich said earlier.
Yeah, man. Right. Shout out to Rich Kid, man. The guy, he's amazing.
Rich Kid is the GOAT. You guys don't even know yo, nobody actually knows how much of a GOAT Rich Kid actually is. If you're 30 and under, you don't know how much of a GOAT Rich Kid is.
Yo, I've heard, man. Yo, this guy, he did something crazy, that I heard, man. So
nah, mans were trying to figure out Rich Kid's bounce for 12 years now. Trust me. like when it comes to like producers impressing other producers, Rich Kid is literally one of the guys. He's literally one of my favorite producers.
Yo,
you know, sorry.
That's why I curse. That's why I curse me, because that's all I cared about. I cared about impressing producers.
I threw my headphones. I threw my headphones when I heard the shit he did to my beat. Yo, I was like, I'm done, dog. I need to step up, man. Yo.
Bro, I
not even like you're the one that provided that like. You're the one that provided that soundscape for me to do that. I was like, yo, this thing is crazy with him.
Yeah, I'd send Rich shit, and then like, he'd send it back, and I'd be like, yo, what sample is this? Like literally, the way we like warp,
I warp samples.
My own shit. I don't even recognize my own shit.
I warp that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, Bomb. Which track?
Yeah, Bombay. Let's hear Bombay. Enough about me, nigga. Let's hear Bombay shit.
Yeah, I got two, man. So I put out 2 beat tapes. It just goes back to the first question I had. I put out 2 beat tapes today. They're on Spotify and all streaming platforms. So yeah, you can play Racing Lagoon first, and then the other. Yeah, man.
Yo, hold on. Before you play them, you see, if you're a man that puts out beat tapes, do it consistently on a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, if you put out a beat tape, if you're saying, how many beat tapes you put out so far?
In total, I have like 7, I believe. Yeah.
But you put them out randomly, right?
Yeah, man. Very sporadically. Yeah.
So now what you should do is make a series and make it like every 2 weeks or every month or whatever the case is, but keep that exact schedule. That same pattern of when you release it, whatever the case, and just flood them with it, bro. Because consistency, bro, will always strive. That's how a guy like Russ blew up.
Yep.
Yeah.
A guy like Russ would release a song a week for like 2 years straight, and nobody gave a fuck. And all it took was 1 or 2 records, and then everybody goes back to his old shit, his archives, and you know.
Yeah.
But it's very important to keep a schedule and to like keep that consistency. I tell all my guys all the time, I'm like, they're like, oh, I'm ready to drop. Okay, you're gonna drop, but do you have a 6-month plan right now? Do you have shit to drop for 6 months? Because if you don't have shit to drop for 6 months, don't drop anything until you're ready. Because you have to stay consistent. You have to stay consistent and drop shit. Like, our attention span is like a week max.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is shit from our favorite artists. Like when we were kids, I know Rich can relate to this shit. We used to bump an album for the whole summer. That was our soundtrack for the summer. Like, certain albums are soundtracks for a summer, for like literally 3-4 months. These days, I play shit for a week, and I'm like, okay, what's coming out next Friday?
Or you just end up going back to old shit.
That's all I do now, is to go back to old shit. But if you have that schedule of releasing something every month or every week or every 2 weeks or whatever the case is, then people always have something to look forward to, and they don't forget about you even when you're not releasing shit. They're like, okay, we know he's about to drop. So you're always anticipating.
Yeah.
But yeah, play that shit. Sorry, man. I just got
No, man. I appreciate it so much, dude. I have another question later about.
I'm gonna play it now, and then.
Yes, sir.
shit was a fucking bop. Vibe.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Fucking mimosa Saturdays, sangria Saturdays.
Yo, it's funny, man. That's a friend of mine back. We were in school. He was from Brazil, and he mentioned like he used to play a Japanese racing game, and like that was he wasn't really into hip hop, but he's like, "Yo, you need to sample this, my friend." And I was like, "All right, cool, bro."
No, those drums are hard.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Thank you, bro.
I literally did not expect it to go where it went with like how you started with the intro. I thought it was gonna be some like gritty hip hop shit, and then it went into like some next shit. You know what that beat sounds like? That beat sounds like if K Tronada had Cool Factor.
Yo, wow. K Cool, man. K Cool.
Wow.
Man. Yo, he cool, man.
Like if he had some like grittiness to him or whatever the case is. That's
yeah. Thanks.
K Tronada makes good beats, but like they're more happy and like groovy and for the bohemians and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna play the next one.
That's just hard.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I love the fucking. I love when the keys come in on top of the sample. That's just hard.
I appreciate it, bro. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you.
As always, man, you deliver that fucking that feeling. Like it's a very nostalgic feeling. It takes me back to like a time. You know what I mean? Like almost like to that like early 2000s. Kind of mid 2000s period of like rap, hip hop, fucking R&B, house. Kind of like you always have those kind of elements that like fuse together and like they just always sound right, and the mix always sounds dope too. So big up to you, man.
I'm just it's crazy because I have like so many like hard beats I did back when I first moved to Canada. And like I started adding keys to them. Now they sound too sexy, and like it's just like that. I was just like, okay, you gotta find that. Then because it goes back to like the feel, right?
Yeah.
Certain beats just slap. And then the keys come in. You're like, oh, that's a bit too much, It's like...
No, that's just dope.
Thanks, man.
The keys complemented the sample perfectly. You know what I mean? Like, those are the right keys.
Yeah, man. Thank you, dude. Sorry if you don't mind, I have one more question. If that's okay.
Yeah.
So just in your journey, man, as a music producer, what are some things that you learned along the way that you wish like you're like, damn, I wish I knew that when I first started doing it, That's the problem for me. Like I'm trying to figure out like what my next steps.
Hold on, hold on one second. Yo, Rich, what are you doing, man?
I was just passing a spliff. Why?
Bro, what video is that you and Jesse are in?
Oh, that's when the Raptors won the championship. I think Cardi took that.
Bro, you threw me off with that shit. What the fuck? Anyway, I caught your question 100%. Some of the things that I would that I wish I learned earlier would be not sitting on music, as I said before. Just put everything out there, throw everything against the wall, whatever sticks. And also, back to what me and Rich were saying. Don't make beats to impress other producers. Make sure that you always have in mind that, listen, this is a song. Somebody needs to rap to this. Keep it open. Keep it very open. And rappers don't want to feel intimidated by too much sound because the beat might be the craziest beat in the world. But when they start mumbling to themselves or start like rapping in the studio. And they're like, what's next? You got another one? Because it's too intimidating when there's too much going on. So had I known that before, I'm sure I would have landed the place earlier. You know, because I would always do the most. You know what I mean?
When it comes like the intimidation thing, like is it just from? Is it because they're trying to find like the pocket? Is it like do you know like the reasoning? Do they tell you? Like,
I mean,
hey,
some beats. You know, you hear some beats like you're like, yo, I don't even want to hear anybody rap on this. This beat is just too perfect. Like the instrumental is so good that I don't even want to hear nobody rapping on this. Like,
yeah,
there's certain beats like, you know, like Outkast had a lot of those, man.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like this instrumental, Organized Noise. This instrumental alone is like I don't even need to hear nobody on this shit. So it's like when there's too much going on. Even me putting myself in a position of a rapper, I'm like, yo, I don't even want to like. I'd rather you have to understand the voice is an instrument, right? So when there's too much instruments going on, it might clash with the voice as an instrument. So you got to keep that lane open for the voice to you know what I mean, to actually pierce and be its own instrument in the song. Had I known that years ago, bro, you know. And also surround yourself with creatives that are better than you. Don't surround yourself with people that you know. Surround yourself with people that are always better than you. That's the only way you're gonna get better.
Yo, thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
Like I said, I'm the Caruso of my team. I'm the Caruso of my team. So everybody around me is better than me at what they do. And I might come once in a while. I might come in and just dunk the ball over two mans and shit. You know, get a standing ovation. But I constantly learn from the people around me.
Word, man.
And you know.
Yeah, dude, I really appreciate the words, man. Thank you so much.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
That's dope. Thank you, Bombay.
Yeah, Bobby, keep it up, man. It's fire. Fuck with it.
Okay, guys, we're back to Continent. And play.
Okay, we got that second joint.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Hard, but smooth and soft at the same time. Like
that melody's fire.
Yeah, that melody is very like I could see
drums need to be touched up, but the melody's fire.
Yeah, some harder drums to be a little like drums need to be a little bit more distinct. But I think that melody is like very, very catchy, and I think like. I feel like a Janae Aiko vibe or like a Victoria Monet vibe or like one of those kind of singers on it that could do some shit on there. Even like a Ty Dolla $ign, you know what I mean? Like those kind of singers. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a Smino vibe too. Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you, Content.
So up next, Stitch. Are you here? If not, I'm gonna move on to Kayo.
Hold on, I gotta get some ice.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yo, Rich, you're not sipping?
Huh?
You're not sipping anything, Rich?
No, I'm just smoking right now.
Man, I just got the sponsorship from this vodka company. These guys got me right.
Easy. What is it?
It's like a swordfish or something, or a fly fish.
Chalice?
Kaluga.
Kaluga.
Premium vodka. I don't know. They sent me like 2 cases, bro. They got me right. Jesus Christ. First time tasting it.
Like I'm on white liquor, but I'm not really on the vodka. I'm on like gins. Like I fuck with gin.
Yeah, you fuck with gin, you fuck with like Jameson and shit.
Yeah, not as much. I've been trying to get off the brown.
Yeah, you were a Jameson monster back in the day.
Oh yeah, oh yes, oh yes, oh yeah.
Let me get some ice. I'll be right back. Play that shit, please.
Yeah, bet.
Bitch.
What up? What up?
Bitch, how you doing, man? You good?
Good. I'm good. So yeah, this track, I'm actually using some of Martin samples and also VJs. I don't know, like this couple of weeks have been a sample pack weeks. I don't know about you guys, but I'm like during this whole time with just getting access to internet, I've been just like fucking with different sounds from friends and just like sharing stuff. And yeah, this beat is going to be part of it's like a remix from an artist from the Amazon actually, and it has like some in there, and yeah, maybe you can find the samples there.
Right.
Oh.
Y ahí, donde flota mi cuerpo entre los equilibrios contrarios, no es, se deja, no vaga, boga, no designa, siente, sin nombre, sin nosotros. En el flujo del polvo, en la constelación. Y ahí.
Got a Spanish
I don't know what that
there.
guy thinks.
Yeah, it's kind of like a lot of the artists that I've been working on have like this distinct Spanish, you know, like more moombaton or reggaeton. So I'm trying to bring them to a different soundscape of you know, like lo-fi and like really laid back beats with guitar.
Yeah,
that's Latin funk right there, man.
Yeah, man.
That's funk.
Yo, somebody's girlfriend is getting seduced to that shit.
Right? Mira.
He spins whatever he said. He spins some shit.
Mi corazón.
Yeah. It's like a poem. He starts like the
yeah. It sounds like some
track, and on top of that, I just built the whole thing and I recorded some guitars. Yeah,
amazing, bro. Really dope.
Dope. Yeah, like I love the live element to it. Like I love the bass roll line.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm a sucker for funky bass lines, man. So
yeah,
that was dope, man. Thank you.
Awesome, guys. Thank you, guys.
Okay, guys, we have 2 beats by Cayo, and then we have some exclusive guests for today. Cayo, are you here? Oh shit, I missed you.
Hello.
Hey, Gail.
How's it going?
Good.
So this week I have 2 things, really short things, because I haven't really made beats in like the past 2 or so weeks. Just in theory, and learning how to mix. Because
Turn it up.
hello. Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go.
Basically, I've just been learning some theory and some mixing recently. So this is some slightly older stuff. A work in progress track that I think I sampled some weekend vocals for, and then a track of my friend asked me to flip a Sade smooth operator for.
Okay.
So, hope you enjoy.
Go.
Nice, man. I like the like, you know, usually when you come with these beats, you come with those drum patterns that are kind of like off and, you know, off kilter. So I like that feel of it. With the sample, like the sample was cool, the way it was utilized was cool. I felt it could have gone a different direction, but like it was cool in terms of like when the bass came in, it gave it more character. Like it was something new that was added to the beat, and it added kind of, I guess, some edge to it, some more edge to it, like just with the bass slides and the deep bass on it. But yeah, it was a cool beat.
Thank you.
Yeah. Got next one.
I think DRTWRK is muted.
Oh shit.
Yeah. DRTWRK, yeah. Unmute DRTWRK.
Sorry. No, it was me. My bad. I like the switch up in the bounces. The bounce from the beginning of the how you started the beat, and then how it switched up to like kind of like a double time flow. That shit was hard.
Thank you.
Can I play that thing?
Why are you whispering? Why is he whispering, Rich?
I don't know.
I'm playing, man. I'm playing. Let's hear the second beat. I'm just fucking with you. Don't worry. That was the beat? Or that was the interlude? You trying to tease us and shit. Pause.
Right? I was just like, yo, where's the rest?
I was waiting for this. I was waiting for it to drop and come in. This guy's cutting out. That's the interlude.
That was literally, was that 16 bars? I don't know if that was even 16 bars.
That was 14.
That's 14 bars. No, but I liked it. It was melodic. I think I feel this one more than the first one. But
yeah,
I feel like the grandiose of it, the female vocal sample in the back.
Yo, that was the weekend.
Oh,
that's the one I said you sampled.
So the female vocal in the back, was great. A lot of times when you just, you know, you don't even need to turn up the pitch on weekend vocals to make them sound, or that much to make them sound like a woman. Like it's really like a couple, one fucking or two semitones, and he's already sounding like a thing. So it's crazy. Yeah, something close to that.
So I thought that was the next beat. I thought that was his next beat, bro.
No,
I was gonna say you flipped that.
Yeah, you getting all your royalties took from the grave, nigga.
Royalties. You got everything.
Publishing, everything. Your life. Bobby Brown coming for you. Don't know. Thank you for sharing, Kale.
Thanks for listening.
Hell yeah. Keep it up, man. That shit was hard.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
So Dirt, we have the tracks you sent, man, and
hold on, yo, Rich, did you ever hear Spang rap on the tweaking shit we did?
Yeah, he sent it to me.
He sent it to you. It's like a long verse.
Yeah.
Okay, forget it.
It's hard.
Just email it to Martin. Martin, don't play it. Forget it.
You wanted to surprise me? You wanted to surprise me with? Play it though. Play it. Why not?
I just sent it to you like a second ago from a different email.
Yeah, I have the. You sent me the second email.
Yeah, I sent you a second email. It's called Cathedral Mix 1.
Okay,
This is my youngin, my artist Spank Squire, and me and Rich Kid made the beat.
Oh yeah.
Man, let's hear that shit.
Downloading. Here we go.
Here you go. This is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And all right. Love. Hear me? Got a message from a girl I can't mention right now. Life's a movie, so the clips stay extending right now. How am I consuming all the juice that was left in my house? Even the fucking groupies left in groups, guess I'm deaf to a crowd. Writing on my right, so if I'm wrong, then what's left for us now? But you ain't got the right to say I'm wrong, you'll get left and we out. And I'm one of the right brothers out Wilburg, colder than South. Gotta hit up Wikipedia to know what I'm talking about. In the booth, I just walking, and these rappers, I'm walking them out. And y'all be in the clouds, the way you always be talking the cloud. So I hit up my dog, see which tree you been barking them now. And all your girl wants is my wood, I put bark in the mouth. My mama said the world is all yours, and I'm touring it now. That was way back when I wasn't fly, but I'm bored of Chanel. Back when I was messing with Chanel, now I order Chanel. Purses off the strength of all these verses, that's some of these hearses. Popping pain pills, ironically, doctor said it's gonna hurt us. But I beg you don't judge me, I know death is the obvious verdict. Vertically's the only way for me, so I'm smoking on purpose. Purple cushion purse that got me feeling so perfectly perfect. Now I know that it's worth it, even though I'm beating myself. I hate repeating myself, but I love defeating myself. Love myself so much, I might just take me a knee for myself. Pull a ring out and put that shit on my pinky and tell. Nothing but the truth, I hate fake phones, but I'm in love with the booth. You think I'm a virgin, man, the way I ain't fucking with you. This shit here is stunning to you. My walking is running to you. I'm praying we running to you. Light them up like the sun and the moon. Hey, I'm 2 inches away, so y'all 2 minutes of fame. And all them new bitches you claim, that's all the suits and fucking cane. And even you fading away. But who's safe for the same? I swear the truth ain't a mistake, nigga, it's you paving your way. And ain't a thing here that's concrete, cause even pavement a break. And I always hesitate to just write, I'm like fucking saying, cause you know how the game goes. And I need bankroll in the bank, and ain't no time of the day why I ain't rolling the deck. I got 8 hoes for the day, while you beg hoes just to stay. And the way I'm chefing bacon, I make dough for the cake. But it ain't no celebration, so Turks and Caicos vacations. I done heard them things you've been saying, and it hurts me, shit, now I'm playing with it. Hurting me just to scan, cause it hurts me to understand that these rappers purges that hurts us to work with Uncle Sam. But fuck it, I'm the worst when you get the best of me saying that I ain't here for a purpose, like even workers and circuses have a place in this world, and it's a damn shame, bitch. And the price of pay, just charge it to the game, bitch. My money talks and yours whispers a different language. Cause that's the reason they'll never understand this,
Yeah, I feel crazy, man. All that.
Damn.
Yo, Rich.
I forgot about that, man.
Bro, that beat is nasty. I'm gonna take that back with respect. We never released it. I'm gonna take it back for about a set for Kendrick. The fuck? That's just great.
Yo, shot that, bro. I forgot about that shit. Like
that
you gave me some of, like, you know, aside, you know, I don't even think you went into it in too much detail, but like, and maybe you did kind of in terms of like how you pitched certain records to certain producers, but like this dude has a lot of sample packs like that just, you know, have like some of like the richest sounding like pianos and orchestral kind of shit. Like I don't know how the fuck you do it if you just have like an orchestra in your fucking bedroom.
That's a sample. Crazy. That's a sample.
Okay, bet. So it's like
I just chopped the fuck out of that sample. I fucked it up. But that shit right there, I forgot about. That's like 2-3 years old. Yeah. Play the beat called Outbreak.
Outbreak. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, this shit has no samples in it.
That shit hard, bro. Those pianos, that shit is like epic.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, man.
Like I can see like a very esteemed R&B singer like killing that.
Bro, I
Like,
can hear
or pop,
AM series on that.
Huh?
You know the AM series, 4 a.m. in Toronto, 5 p.m. in this, 8
Yeah.
a.m. in this. I can hear the boy doing an AM PM series on that shit, just like giving it a long stretch.
Yeah.
That's what I had in mind, but yeah.
But yeah, that's elegant.
What's the next one?
I hear more.
We have 88 and Godfather.
Yeah, play 88. 88 is hard.
Okay.
Yo, who said put Mayhem Moriarty on this?
Wow.
Yo, how do I end this? How do I end this live? How do I get off this? I'm just curious how to like get off this.
Oh Lord.
I said put Mayhem Moriarty on this.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Lord. Is that what we're endorsing right now?
Bro.
Is that what we're endorsing?
Yo, that cheesed me.
Yo, you see the documentary?
Yeah, I did. Bugs did it too for some reason. Like,
why
is
Bugs doesn't even like. I remember I talked to Bugs. He's like, yo, I don't even know why. Like, they never told me. I don't know who this guy is. He doesn't know who me I miss.
Nah, he actually did it. He was probably like 17 years old when he did that shit. But yeah. Bugs is actually on that. I was so like, I don't know. But yeah, that documentary's fucked, bro.
Yeah. It like as you watch it, like there's no redeeming qualities to him. He just becomes a worse and worse person as you watch.
What a sad situation though, Rich? Because you know the fucked up part about it is he was actually a street guy.
Yeah. No, he was a valid street rapper.
I mean, like he was about the life. Like he would have his thing on him 24/7. He'd do what he for him. Oh man, what a sad situation, bro. Remember I used to come out there with Mags and we used to go to the jungle with Soze and shit, and like it was him and Navy SEALs, and I was there for the Navy and Styles P video shoot, shit like that. And like bro, Mayhem was like a solid guy. Like, you just never know with people, bro. You never know when like the pressure really. Oh man.
And that's why they say like niggas that never been to jail, never had to face life. Since you can't talk about snitching, not snitching, you don't know what you're gonna do when you're faced with that much time.
Yo, yeah, you don't know when a man's looking at you and says you're doing life.
But see, the thing about it is like, it's not even that he didn't have too much to lose, or he did have too much to lose. It was just like he ratted. He didn't have to necessarily rat. They weren't gonna pin it on him. They knew.
No, because the next guy is a serial murderer, a serial killer. Like, he's a known psychopath. You know what I mean? The next guy is a known psychopath, bro. Like, he would have, you know. And the fucked up part about it is this, right? If me and you do something, right, and you know that I have all these bodies on me that they already know about, right? And you know I'm doing life, right? Don't you expect me to be telling the judge and shit like that, like, nah, he had nothing to do with it, because I'm already fucked. The first thing I'm gonna do is, yo, Rich had nothing to do with it. This, that, that. I put a gun to his head and told him, if you don't come lick the story with me, I'm gonna kill you. So if I was the presidente guy, I would have saved Mayhem's life and been like, nah, yeah. I literally threatened him, if he didn't do this for me, I'd fucking kill him and his family. I'm just saying, like, it's that whole scenario is weird, but you know, it's a shame.
Very weird.
Because I actually like May, bro.
I was going through some old hard drive, and I found like a track with me, him, and Sinatra from back in the day. I was like, fuck, man. Where we're like, you know what I mean? Like, Jungle was supposed to have one, you know what I mean? Like, Jungle is. They definitely had like the city on one, because a lot of like the lingo in the city was jungle lingo.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, jungle like very influential in the city, man. Just doesn't have their superstar yet.
Nah, but they got a superstar now.
Woohoo!
Huh?
Woohoo!
The fuck? Are you not from Toronto?
What, top 5?
He's a star. He's a star. He's the face of the hood right now.
You are
horrible.
Horrible. Yo, bro, I was working out outside my building, and this Harborfront fucking city worker came by. He's like, yo, Rich, when you putting up some music, dog, you have to get rid of top 5, you know. You have to get rid of top 5. Whoa. I'm just like, bro, like, I don't. Like, listen, man, these kids make their own music. Like, because he's an older dude. I was like, yo, listen, man, the kids are making music that gravitates to them. He's like, no, man, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that top 5. I was like, man, these guys are really top 5.
He's a kid. You know how many top 5s there are in the States? There's only one top 5 in Toronto.
Oh, yeah.
You know how many of those fucking kids are in the States, bro? And the thing about him is, he's so entertaining. I'm not going to lie. Whenever I see a little notification that says top 5 is going live, I'm fucking tuned in. And you know what happens? I learned about all the Toronto politics. I know who's beefing who's doing it. Yo, bro. Yeah, top 5 is entertaining as fuck. I don't give a fuck what nobody says.
Yeah.
It's music. It's music.
It's entertaining. I like the kid. You know what I mean? Like, I know the kid. I like the kid. You know, I just hope, you know, all of those antics don't get him into trouble where he can't get himself out of it, you know? Because he's definitely about the antics.
Yeah, but they all are.
Yeah, and some of them pay for it. You feel what I'm saying?
You guys are fucked. Some of them, all of them. Everything catches up to them at one point, bro.
Yeah.
Only smart one is Pressa. He left.
Yeah, and never came back.
Pressa said, fuck that. I'm going to LA and I'm not coming back.
Right. No.
Literally, bro.
Smart.
Very.
Well, yeah, man. Is that all for the beats? Do we have one more beat, or?
Martin, I just sent you some shit, Martin.
Okay, cool.
Honestly, I just sent it because I want Rich to hear it. I'm trying. You know, producers trying to impress other producers.
live on air.
Yeah, literally. Now I'm playing. Hold on. What did I send you? I sent you some like boom bap hip hop shit.
Yeah, let's play like one or two more, and then
and we good. It's called play either vamping or dope because I might need you to touch one of them up.
Okay. Okay.
Just the new email I just sent you.
Right now.
Yo, who's bumping that new Chromas? You're not bumping that new Chromas, DRTWRK?
I seen your comment. Shut up about the nanny.
Yo, man.
And it was so accurate. That's why I died because I'm like, fuck, it's true. Chromas's music hits on bro. Her music hits on mute.
Yeah, definitely. It's the best thing on mute. Like you understand it, you get it.
But what's crazy is like she's actually a very nice person in real life.
She seems like it.
No, I mean like I couldn't believe it. I was expecting her to be the same annoying person that she's online in real life. Like with the this that. I was with Books for like 2-3 days, so she was around every day. She's like the sweetest girl. Like I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, but like if it all felt like an act.
It's
like
not
when we first seen it, it felt like, what is this girl trying to act like? And then she kept doing it, and she got big off it. So we felt it was like, okay, that's her. She's gonna be like that everywhere. But
it's because she already had the door opened up for her with Cardi B, right?
Yeah.
So that door was open for her, right? But she's I'm not even gonna say it's an act because it's not an act, but she's just genuinely a nice person that just, is who she is.
Okay, I have the beats.
Play vamping or dope or some shit.
Okay. Dope.
I want Rich. I need you to put thumbs up.
Yeah. I'm with it.
Play the next one.
There's some Spanish guitar shit.
Yeah. This is hard.
That's just hard.
Got it. I just need a different progression of drums. Because you see how it sounds like some like old school boom bap shit, but it still has like the feel of today with the drums and shit.
Yeah.
That's the sound I'm aiming for. But I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send you the file so you can fuck with it.
Please send it to me, please.
Martin, play the last one. Same thing. That's the last one I want to play. This is hard. It's different.
Hold on, guys. I gotta use the washroom quick, but I'm gonna still hear it.
Yeah, go ahead, play it.
No.
All right.
I said I literally don't care about Rich Kid's feedback, so play my shit.
All right.
I mean,
that shit had that West Coast.
Huh?
Had that West Coast.
Hold on. What are you doing right now? Are you reviewing my beat? What's going on? I don't care about your feedback, Rich Kid.
I'm just gonna have that West Coast, bro. Like, whoa. Relax.
I'm playing with you. Hold on. Do you still have the same email?
Yeah. richkidbeats@gmail.com.
I'm gonna send you a bunch of shit to fuck with just now. I need your new shit on my shit. Pause.
Yeah, pausito.
I'm gonna send you some shit right now.
Yeah, please. I've been waiting.
No, you haven't.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, I have. This guy, every time you send me a pack, how long does it take me to send you beats? Like literally every other day I'll send you back a beat back from your pack. Like,
yo, it's crazy because your what's the word I'm looking for? Your average, your percentage is like 6 out of 8 at all times.
And like, you know, like I'll do some like weird shit. Sometimes some shit will work. Sometimes some shit will work. Like I'll even sample certain shit twice. Like, you know, I fuck with your samples, bro.
You did sample. Yo, you know Preem is on one of them?
Oh, yeah. No, I heard. Yeah, you play me that one.
The Days In one.
Yeah, the Days In.
The Days In one.
With Spain.
Yeah, Preem did the hook and shit. That shit was hard. Who are you listening to right now?
And we have some beats from Sir Lancelot.
Sir Lancelot. Oh my God. Hold on. Lance sentence of I'm play. This is what I came here for.
Lance, you're the last one for the day. Let's get it.
This is literally what I came here for.
How Lance being silent for?
Hold on.
You muted him?
That's a mocap.
I think you muted him.
Google's being laggy. The fuck? Let me refresh.
Uh-oh.
Lancelot, are you here?
Out here, what it do?
Hold on. Where's lads? No, I need to see lads.
How come you don't answer me all the time we're talking about you don't answer, bro?
Nah, man, I'm here chilling. It was popping.
Hey.
My dog. My dog.
Hey.
Touchdown Mafia, my dog.
It was popping. GM out here. Rich, what it do, dog?
Just here, man. You know, at Soul Train, you know, chilling.
Yeah.
Yo. Why that, bro? What the fuck you talking about a trade for a bunch of bads?
Man said Soul Train before, dog. It was all right.
Nah, bro. The word train was in there. Listen, Lance, let me hear some slaps.
This guy's about to watch.
The Montreal thing, dog. Believe them.
Nah, yo. Shut up. Yo, play some slaps. I want to hear some slaps.
I'm ready.
There's some things in that folder.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, love is like a drug.
Yo, stop. Martin. Stop this.
Good.
Hold on. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Where's Lance?
Lance is there.
I'm here, dog.
Yo, Lance, what is that?
What sample is it?
No, I don't care about that. That shit is crazy.
I got some shit.
No. That one? Yeah.
Play that, man.
DM me your email. That one.
Follow one.
No, real shit. That DM me your email. Play the next one. I don't want to hear that one again. Ever.
At the guest request.
Yo, is that a sample or is that the pads were played?
That's the only thing that sampled is a voice. It's just like a vocal chop that I messed up. Everything else is played.
Oh.
The pads, the main sound of the whole thing is played?
Yeah, played, yeah.
That's some Meek shit.
I sent it to Uzi, to be honest.
You sent it to who?
Uzi.
Lil Uzi?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like some Meek street shit, some emotional street shit with different drums. But
that sounds like some Wiz shit to me.
It sounds like some it's bro. Meek today, Wiz 10 years ago. Which Wiz are you talking about, Rich? Like you're talking about mixtape Wiz? Orange Juice Wiz? Orange Juice?
He taps into that same Wiz, bro.
Even before Orange Juice.
No, I'd say that's Orange Juice vibes. But yeah, I get what you're saying. But I just give it harder drums, and those pads are like beautiful, bro. Those pads are amazing, and that's why I say it sounds like some Meek like street shit, like some like emotional street shit, you know? Because it has those pads have a lot of emotion and feel behind them. But when you said Uzi, I kind of heard that right away too. I'm like, yeah, I hear Uzi on it too. Still,
You could really take it in a in a way, because like we were on road together. So I sent it to his DJ, and I was like, "Yo, send up." So
yeah. All right, you have another one?
We have
Lance, that first one.
I got you.
No, listen, I'm telling you. Watch.
Yo, I sent it. I sent it to Wonder to send to Wayne.
You sent what, the first one to Wonder?
Yeah.
And what did he say?
He wondered it. He just did the Wonder thing.
He didn't respond, did he?
Yeah, he responded, but it was just like, yeah. He has like, yo, he's anyways.
All right, watch. Yeah. What did he do, bro?
You didn't even hear the bass drop. There's another one. Yeah, this. Go ahead.
You think I care about the bass dropping? That shit is fire.
All right, works for me. Let's get it, dog.
Yo, Mark, stop.
What happened?
Who do you hear on that, Lamb?
I have no idea. I actually just
neither have I. I have no idea either.
I have no idea. I just really like it. I think it's super dope. But like,
I feel whoever I'm hearing on there is not hip hop. Like it's
not hip hop.
It's pop. It's like
it's FK.
It's that avant-garde indie kind of pop shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I could see a Cuddy on that. Actually, yeah, Cuddy.
Yeah, Cuddy's a dope one. I
can
go in a lot of different directions.
100% Cuddy. 1,000,000%.
That's definitely a Cuddy. Yeah, so exactly what I was saying. That Cuddy is that sound.
Yeah. You have another one?
I mean, I got stuff over here. Yeah.
Listen, niggas, I gotta get to the dispensary, nigga. You niggas have each other.
Early, dog.
Nah, mine closes at 7.
Oh, yours, okay.
I gotta get on with life, nigga. You guys have each other's numbers.
I was just about to say, Dirt. You have my number. Call me just now.
You have the same phone number?
Yeah, man, same one.
All right, I never had it, so send it to me.
The back line? You're lying, dog. Oh, you know what's funny? Put it this way. I'm gonna take a throwback. I gotta go turn on my BlackBerry to get your number if you have the same one.
No, I actually
nigga
don't.
and his BlackBerry.
A lot has changed in my life. So
this nigga and his BlackBerry.
You're still the same dude to me, dog. I know it's popping, but ain't nothing changed on my end for you, my G.
Never. You know, I'm just speaking, and that's why Rich is, Rich on some real shit. Just like I know we're about to wrap this shit up on some real life shit. Like you're my brother, you know that, right? Like
no, man, I love you, brother.
Like outside of this music shit or whatever the case is, you're my genuinely like one of my close friends. And that's why I make sure every time I come to Toronto, I come check for you. I come beak. I bring juice. We drink. We fucking crack jokes. We talk about beats,
talk
music,
shit.
And all I want, bro, on some real shit is like, because you're so much better than like 90% of these producers in the game. Like, technically, when you talk about technicalities of like beat making, when you're talking about being a real producer, when you're talking about being somebody that's creative or whatever the case is, you're so much more advanced and so much better than 80% or 90% of the groups that are popping right now. And I've been
stop.
Been better than everybody for 10 years too, though.
Yo, chill. I don't have to boost you, fam. You're my brother. I don't have to gas you. I'm genuinely speaking on some real shit, on some real life shit. All I want to do is see you win, my brother. And like,
thank you, man.
Whether it was me or you or Junior T or anybody in the circle, anybody from my side, your side, anytime anybody would get their foot in the door or have the opportunity, I feel it's our duty to look out for our fellow brethren. You know what I mean? Who I know are so talented. So, yo, bro, if I have any kind of opportunity, all I want to do is see you win. If I have any kind of means, you know what I mean? Or like, bro, we just got to make more shit together and like let me try to work it through my end, you work it through your end. Like, bro, you had Kendrick Lamar say what in an interview say, who's your favorite people from Toronto? The man said, who do you say? He said the generic shit. I think he's a Cardinal and Drake or some shit. And then he said Rich Kid.
Yeah, you show love, man. Real nigga.
No, but I'm just saying, Rich, you're that guy. Eh?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know that you're that guy, but yo, don't let time or whatever the case is try to like demotivate you from what's about to happen or what you're about.
What could happen? No, you and that's what that's what I want to say. You're a testament to that, bro. Because I feel like you're that for your city. I'm you're like Rich Kid in your city. I'm like DRTWRK in my city, right? Like we hold down our town. We work with the older artists, the younger artists. We're the bridge. We're like the middle child, like J. Cole says. We're the bridge between the old school and the new school.
And the most important thing is we never did no sucker shit.
Exactly.
Ever. We never did no sucker shit. We never did no fucking weirdo shit. There's no tales about it.
Confirm that on both sides about both people. I stamp that's certification.
Right.
100.
And you too, Lance, man. I love you too, brother. Like, you know,
bro, that's a legend.
Like,
Lance,
you know,
stop
this.
Lance,
yes, God, if I take one more shot, I'm like leaking beer tour stories about you and this.
Hey,
you know
it's not me, man. I just make sure that everybody around has a good time when we're on the road. That's all.
Spoken like a true whore.
But now, real shit, yo, Rich, you're gonna just remember that you're gonna win in life, bro.
Say what?
I said, remember one thing, you're gonna win, bro. You're gonna win one way or another. You're gonna win, and once you do actually get your foot in the door, I'm so scared, bro, because you have it goes back to what I said before. You have like years and years and years of timeless music, like shit that's popping today, shit all like melodies and this that. All you have to do is touch it up. But as soon as you get your foot in the door, and you go back into your catalog. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what you got to do. You got to tap back into that old shit that fucking made you what you are, and just revamp that, like we were saying.
I'm just saying the shit that you play me on the ones, like anyway. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for reaching out to me. This shit was fun, bro.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming on. Like I wanted to, you know, it's only my homies I invite on this show, and I feel like all my homies are successful and dope and humble and have a lot of insight and gems that they can drop. And I appreciate you coming here and, you know, or not even coming here. You're doing it from your yard, but just coming on here and just sharing your
energy. The energy came there. The energy came there.
Man.
Yep.
Nah, man, I love it. Man.
Nah, but anytime, brother. Like I said, anything you need from my end, bro, I got you. Anything you need, bro, you already know. You can holler at me, bro.
You already know. So likewise, brother. Love you.
For sure. Love, bro.
Everybody, thank you for joining Meet the Beat. Another Friday in the books. Next week, Friday, we're doing the same thing. We're also trying to set up a new network or a kind of link where we're gonna have it on Twitch and streaming from Twitch. So we'll keep you updated on that. But for next week, this is my the bio on my IG. You can go on Martine's page. You can see the link there. It's the link always. So if you already have the link, copy it, save it. You know, you can always join. There's no password, and we're gonna keep on rocking week after week. Have new guests, talk about some new shit, and just chop it up. You know.
Yo, you guys gotta make me like a monthly co-host so I can just beat that man's.
Oh yeah, let's do it. We'll have a fucking a DRTWRK corner.
I'm not even. I won't even be the guest. I just want to be like the fourth window. So it'll be like it'll be me, Martin, Rich, and Quackish has to move to the next window. Quackish, spot, I'm just playing, man. I'm fucking around. But yeah, real shit. The show is fun.
Let's do it. I'm with it.
Martin, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much for reaching out.
So yeah, you guys already know. Every Friday, 3:30 Eastern time. Join us next week. I don't even know who the guest is. I just picked the guest like, you know what I mean? Just my producer friend. So we'll see. We'll see who picks up their phone for me. It's really about who's going to answer the text back. You know, I have a couple different prospects. Don't worry. Martina find out about it like next Wednesday at like 11:53 p.m. All right. Okay, so yeah, we got this person. You'll be like, all right, cool. So, and God bless Martine for always doing this with me. First one. Basically, this is me and Martine running it now, man. Like we basically running this Meet the Beat shit. You know, it's both our concept of just space of networking and jewel dropping and just like fun vibes in a meeting kind of setting where we can't do it in person, right? Hopefully, when everything gets to normal, you know, everybody can be in a larger space and more people can occupy space. We'll take this on the road. We'll do a Meet the Beat tour and shit like that, like how podcasts used to do it, right? But till then, we're gonna keep on rocking out with y'all. You know what I mean? Shout out to my homie Raj for letting me use his studio. You know, he's been letting me be in the spot every week for free. You know, I've been hitting them up with a little bit of dollars, but you know, it all pays off. And yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, man. So make sure you tell DRTWRK left just like that. Yeah, so mean. But yeah, he's just like, okay, I'm tired of this nigga talking. But yeah, just make sure you tell your friends we on every Friday, you know, 3 Eastern time. And my name is Rich Kid. This is Meet the Beat. I'm going to get some Animal Pink. Peace.